All right, we are live. How's it going, Jim?
It's going well, Larry. How are you tonight?
I'm doing okay, good sir. Doing okay. This is a long time coming, especially because you are part of this whole concoction of conversations with. It's because of you and Patrick. And yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, after in the house, I was just kind of like, well, do I really want to do live or anything? And then I started seeing your lives, and I would always watch Patrick's. And I'm just like, man, it made me kind of it gave me ideas, and that's why this is inspiration based off of you, and I'm super glad to have you on, man.
Well, number one, that's very kind of you to say that. If that's true, then hey, that's great. And number two, it's the honor's all mine. You were on my show. We got along really well. You were on the show with Sean and Kenny and I, and we nonstop bust each other's balls on Instagram and everything. So yeah, like you said, even though I've kind of taken a back seat on my channel, it's always good to spend time with my friends on YouTube. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's definitely a pleasure and an honor to have you, good sir. Looks like we got some people in the chat already, so I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the chat before we get started further. Looks like Patrick was here earlier. I know he's doing a live stream right now,
Yeah,
so
he's got a show going as well. But thank you,
thank you so
Patrick.
much. We got Texas is
Hey,
in the house. Thank you, good sir. Thanks for stopping by.
what's up,
Here,
Texas?
Larry. We also got Mr. Dan in Horror. Mr. Dan, who is also a previous was on a previous episode of this.
Yep,
So yeah, Mr. Dan, always cool to have you, good sir.
yep, Dan's great.
Uh, just finished the 10 star.
Awesome. Yeah, I he did a show last night with Mike
Yeah,
from
I,
Mike's
I was.
Blu-ray and DVD, and they were doing under the radar type westerns. And I mentioned that I had watched the 10 Star on Prime. It's got Henry Fonda and Anthony Perkins and Betsy Palmer,
Oh wow.
Jason Voorhees' mom herself, and she's young. I mean, really young and hot. But
Oh wow.
anyways, it
Okay.
was actually a really good movie. Lee Van Cleef's in it too, and it was a western that I had never heard of, black and white from the early '60s, I believe. And yeah, it was really good. So
Oh
I'm
nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dan.
We also got Big Tony's here. Yo, buddy. By the way, I'm up to 2019 in my memoirs. Man, you're cranking them through, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's jamming through.
We also got Ginger Ninja, good sir. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. Good to
What's up,
always see you,
Ginja?
brother. We also, Mr. Dance's Betsy Palmer was good in it. Excellent movie. I was like reading it, and I was like good looking in it, but I was just reading
Yeah.
what based
Hey,
off of
she's
what
good
you just
looking
said.
in it too. Because
So,
I told my mom I had never seen Betsy Palmer in anything other than Friday the 13th. So she was a middle aged at best lady in that movie. And I kept waiting for her in this black and white Western to start running around going, kill her, mommy, kill her.
oh man, that would be hilarious, especially like that young,
Yeah.
like that
Not only
young and
that,
like,
but, Anthony Perkins is in that movie too. We all know about the mommy issues with that guy,
yep.
So yeah, that could have been a really interesting subplot.
Oh man, that's nuts. So basically, I mean, first and foremost, to get through everything, I know you said that you're kind of taking a break from your channel right now. You're not really, except for the live streams and stuff like that. So at
Yeah.
least you're still doing stuff, which is cool. Um, I guess one of the things, like originally, what got you wanting to do the channel, like your channel.
Well, it started a couple of years ago. I never even went on YouTube until the pandemic, to be honest. And that started when Neil Peart died from Rush, the drummer from Rush.
Hmm.
I am a drummer. I haven't picked up a pair of sticks in years, but once a drummer, always a drummer. We're like Marines. But that guy was God to me. He really was. And when he passed away, I went on YouTube and was looking at tributes to him or people reacting to Rush music or more importantly, his solos. And
Hmm.
then that kind of led into watching people react to movies and TV shows. And then it kind of rolled into people with Blu-ray and DVD collections. And that's how it really started. But there was one guy in particular who's still on here, Eddie, over at Movie Collector 623. Uh, I followed his channel and we'd always be going back and forth in the comments. And after doing that for a couple of months, finally he was like, dude, Why don't you put a channel together? Because obviously you know a lot about movies, but more importantly, I just want to see what you have in your collection. Because I would always drop little comments like, "Oh yeah, I also own that one," or "I don't own that one, but I own this one," that sort of thing. So really, that's how it started. And I just originally just wanted to post a couple of videos, and I started with boutique labels because I'm a big Scream. Well, I was a big Scream Factory guy, and so I had a lot of Shout and Scream Factory titles. But I figured that would be the way I would start. And those first couple of videos are god awful, man. Um, the the audio sounds like I'm talking like this. You can't understand a fucking word. It's just it's terrible. But eventually I started getting more and more into it and a little more comfortable with it. But I never had any kind of intention of ever going in front of the camera. Um, that actually changed with Sean and Kenny because I was in the chat on one of their shows
Mm-hmm.
and they just invited me as a guest. And I went on as a guest, and the three of us got along really well. And then a couple of weeks later, they invited me back for a second time, and I went back on. And Patrick, of all people, who was in the chat earlier, uh, jumped in the comments and said, "You guys ought to make Jim a co-host." And the two of them went, "Hey, that's a good idea." And they invited me, and I joined immediately. And I've been with those guys now for about a year and a half. And then that kind of branched out to where I did my own thing, the shooting the shit show that you were a part of, because I just started getting more comfortable with being on camera. I've never had any kind of problem with the way that I speak or the way I present myself, but I've always been a little bit, you know, I've got a face for radio, is what I used to say. Nobody's ever going to mistake me for Brad Pitt. So that was part of the issue. But then after a while, it was like, you know what, screw that. Half the people that are on here aren't Brad Pitt either. So there you go. And yeah, it just became something that I enjoy. And the main reason why I'm taking a back seat on my channel, other than just I've got to focus more on the family and some stuff like that, personal issues, is just that, quite frankly, I broke it down in a video that I did recently when I was plugging this, as a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not working at the moment, so money is really tight, and the only videos that really get any kind of views at this point are like update videos. And I'm not buying anything, and I'm not going to be buying stuff just for the sake of making a video. Okay,
Right.
it's just, to me, that makes no sense. If I'm buying something, it's something that I want to have in my collection, not for something to provide content. Okay, and it's just, I kind of fell into that trap for a while especially when I was doing the 50 years of film thing uh last
Mm-hmm.
year. As I was getting further and further into it and getting into the 2000s, I was realizing I didn't have as many movies as I did from the 70s and 80s because, quite frankly, I don't like the newer movies as much as I like the older movies. So I started ordering and buying shit. Granted, it was movies that I like, okay, but 90% of them were movies that I never would have added to my collection if I didn't have a channel. It was just trying to pad the list so I
Mm-hmm.
could have 20 titles from that month or from that year as opposed to only 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And after a while, it got to the point where it was like, you know what? Between shelf space and just the amount of money that I was spending for movies that, quite frankly, I didn't care if I owned or not, it just became counterproductive. And it was like, you know what? Enough's enough. So if I do get back into the swing of things on my channel, I think it's mainly going to be like this, the live content, because I really did enjoy the live show that I did every couple of weeks. I the views were never spectacular. The most popular show I ever had was with Carlos, who was my very first guest,
Mm-hmm.
and even that was only like 400 views. So it's not like that show is a ratings juggernaut or anything like that, but it's something that I definitely enjoy doing.
Right. And I mean,
So
that's what I tell. I mean, sorry to interrupt. It's just, and
no,
that's what I tell people. As long as, I mean, as long as it's something that you enjoy, it's like me. I do my thing just for it's a hobby. It's something like I like reviewing these things, and once it starts feeling like a job,
yeah,
that's when it's not fun anymore. You know?
Exactly. Like October, I did the video every day, and after a
Mm.
while, it got to be a grind. It was like just trying to scramble at the last minute to come up with a new idea for that next day's video, and it was like the whole idea, like I said, was like you said, the day it becomes a job, especially a job you're not getting paid for, then why bother? And the highlight of my 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, is that show that I do with Sean and Kenny. I love spending 2 hours a week with those two numbskulls and the people in the comments, because we just sit there and we bullshit for 3 hours or 2 hours, and it's just fun,
Yeah.
kind of like what we're doing now. It's just, I can check my brain at the door and just chill out and enjoy a conversation with a couple of my friends, so
Yeah, and that's exactly, that's how it was when me and Don, for example, we would go on Rob's vintage videos, his
mhm.
Friday nights. It was like hanging out with my buddies back home, even though we're just in the chat and stuff like that. And then, when Rob took a break, I told Don, I was like, man, I miss that. And that's, that was how in the house came to be, because we're like, we got to hang out every Friday, and then everybody in the chat was like family.
Right.
I'd always joke around. That's like the honorary, the Chad is the honorary like third member.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I don't know. It was just it was something that was really, really fun, and it's like hanging out with my buddies back home. So how we bust each other's balls like on Instagram and stuff like that is like, that's how me and my buddies were back
Yeah.
home. So it's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
people I don't know. I can take a joke. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people can't these days. So it's
Yeah,
just it's nice to still see that humor there. You know what I mean?
it's a
It's like,
generational thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you're younger than I am. Okay. Obviously. Okay. I'm in my 50s. I'm assuming you're like in your 30s or early 40s. But you get people in our general age group, Gen X and a little bit under Gen X. We still have a backbone. We still have thick skin because, again, we grew up in a time where we can remember a time before politically correctness took over.
Yeah.
And, people talk about woke all they want. Okay. No, that shit started years and years before that. And it was called politically correctness. Okay. And it just, like anything, it just kind of morphed into something bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
But I saw this thing the other day on Instagram that made me laugh until I cried, because it had like a list of things that Gen X parents had, or Gen X, their parents said to them, and then what they would say to their kids. And it went from, you want something to cry about, to, here, let's talk about our feelings, shit. And it's true. That's exactly what society became. And like you said, people have by and large lost their sense of humor. I'm a firm believer that anything, you can make a joke about anything, as
Oh
long
yeah.
as the intent is that it's humor and it's not
Yeah.
intended to hurt someone. But
Mhm.
if you stick to those rules, the gloves come off. Anything is good. I don't have you. I never thought dead baby jokes were funny. Okay, but they used to sell dead baby joke books when I was a kid, and the best one was, what's the best way to load dead babies into a truck? With a pitchfork. I mean, it's just
Oh.
exactly. Is that funny? No, it is not. But it's so disgusting, you have to laugh.
Oh man, that's great.
And it was at 13:54 when he regretted having Jim on his show.
No way, man. No way. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, here it's just, as long as, like you said, as long as you're not, it's all in good fun. You know what I mean? I could take a joke, and I feel like most of the people in the chat here with us are, around our age, and I can take a joke as well. So, I mean, I don't think anybody would get offended here. And if they do, well,
I
apologies,
never try
definitely.
to offend. I've never tried to offend anyone. And if I do, hey, I certainly apologize. But maybe the issue is with you. Because again, I'm not the type of person, I mean, again, there are no sacred cows with me. Okay. As long as the intent is meant as fun, not
Right.
trying to hurt someone, I mean,
Right.
attacking
Exactly.
somebody, bullying somebody for a laugh, that's not cool. I mean, I'm not into that sort of thing. But You know, I could
I
certainly make it.
mean,
I feel sorry for the starving kids in Africa. Okay. But at the same time, I can say, hey, what do you call an Ethiopian with the yeast infection? A quarter pounder with cheese.
oh man.
I'm sorry.
With that, let me go ahead and I'm gonna get back to the chat because it looks like the chat's going crazy right
Oh,
now.
I'm sure it is at
So
that.
keep. Looks like Big Tony said he shared this out on IG. Thank you so much, Big Tony.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Anthony. You're
much.
awesome, buddy. He does that with my stuff
Uh,
all the time. All the time. He's a
yeah,
great guy.
huge supporter.
He
Huge
really is.
supporter.
He's a great guy.
Oh, looks like we got one of the guys
Oh,
here.
Sean's
Life
here.
gets in the way, but I'm going to watch the replay. Have a great show, Larry
No
and Jim.
problem.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Sean.
Sean, for stopping by and hanging out. Jim just saying hi to a few people. Looks like our buddy browsed
Rob.
the video. How's it going, brother? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. And Jin just saying, Rob in the house. Nice.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Looks like we got the twins here who are also.
Oh, the Wonder Twins,
up?
Mika
Looks
and
like I have
Kara.
some
Hello, ladies.
internet issues, I guess, or something.
Hello.
Thank you for stopping by. Thanks, and great hanging out with us. I think there's some internet issues or something. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you were
guys.
kind of digitizing there for a second, but you seem like you're okay now.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Got Brody's here. Oh wow, little man! Thanks for stopping by. I haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're all is well, and
Hi,
hope
Brody.
you're doing. From one drummer, he's a younger guy. He plays drums too. So
awesome! Hey, keep the spirit alive, brother.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks so much, Brody. Glad to see you, brother. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Oh, here we go. If it'll come up, I think I'm having internet issues again. But looks like Corey's here.
Hey, you rat bastard!
Your favorite?
Love Corey.
Thanks for stopping by, Corey, my man.
Corey's awesome.
And then we also got Mr. Dan saying, "Remember blonde jokes, Jim?"
Yeah, used to have a lot of blonde jokes, and I used to get pissed off because I used to have blonde hair before I went bald.
Oh man! All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll mark it there because it looks like everybody's saying hi to everybody. So with that, one of the things, you being a drummer, I pretend, like I used to say, I can pretend to play drums back in the day. So yeah, it's one of those things where like that's awesome. A fellow drummer.
Yeah.
I guess my next question would be like, so Neil Peart's your favorite. He's king to you. What is your favorite like masterpiece drum solo song? Like to you is like Chef's Kiss. This is like I hear this and this just gets me every time.
The song that inspired me to pick up a pair of drumsticks in the first place was Hocus Pocus by Focus. And if you're not familiar with that song, that's the yodeling song. Yoda, 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 yo, ba, ba. Have you ever seen Baby Driver?
Yeah.
The chase scene where John Hamm and his girlfriend are shooting with the cops. Mm-hmm. That is choreographed to that song.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bunch of drum solos in the middle of that song. And it's one of those songs that the first time I heard it as a small kid, the yodeling is what got me originally. I was like, what the fuck is this? Okay. But then the musicianship in that song is off the chart. When you're done here tonight, it's on YouTube. Okay. Type in Hocus Pocus by Focus live from the Midnight Special. Okay. If you remember that, there's a clip on here. They play the song at twice the speed because they only had a certain amount of time on TV. Wow. And they crank it, and it's still incredible to watch. And it's crazy. Okay. The lead guy who plays keyboards, he yodels, he plays the flute, he whistles, and he does something else. I forget. Okay. he is so wired on cocaine at the beginning of this thing. It's hilarious. I don't even know how to describe it. You see him, but he's just.
Oh wow, that's great.
It's like he's grinding his entire face, man. It's hilarious. But I'm telling you, I've been watching people react to that song for 5 years, and everybody, when it starts, they're like, "What the hell is this?" And by the end of it, 9 times out of 10, they're standing up and cheering and going, "My God, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life." It's really cool.
Wow, I have to check
So,
it out. I want to say that song. The first time I heard that song was in that movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's in the Stone Age too, I think.
it might be. It's been years since I've seen that movie, so I don't really remember that movie. But I know it's in Baby Driver
Okay.
because
If it's the one I'm thinking about, I think it might be like there's like they play a part of it at the beginning where they're putting in like the A track and the A track gets eaten.
yeah.
Like it's the song is just starting and then it's like it gets
Yeah, I
eaten.
mean the guitar riff is pretty iconic too.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
I'll send you the audio clip. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is that song. Yeah. No, I guess I haven't really heard it in so long. Like I have to check it out. For me, the song that got me into it, and I mean, I don't know if this is like me being like you know my either my age or something, but it was "One" by Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Like
You know
that
how
that
long
just.
it took me to learn that fucking double bass part?
Mhm.
I mean, it took me forever to learn that when I mean, now I could play it no problem. But at the time, yeah, that I could totally understand where that song would get you. And it's an insanely hard song to play the first time you try it, you know.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I was at I believe I was at a party or something, and then I was just like, it's like, oh my god, what is this? Because I had already heard the Black album, but I hadn't heard their older stuff. And
Right.
then once I heard that song, I was like, oh man, what is it? Like what is this? I found out it was Metallica. And I was like, oh my god, it's like it's heavier than the Black album.
Well, that
And
was the song that kind of started to bring them into the mainstream because
yeah, because that was their first
that was the first
video.
video and everything else, and it was a big deal when it came on MTV.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, people bitch about Metallica all they want. I love Metallica. I will always love Metallica. Now, are there certain albums that I don't really like as much as others? Absolutely. Saint Anger's a yeah, enough
Yeah,
said. But as far as the Black album goes, and even Load and Reload, I can listen to those CDs. I don't have a problem with it. I would much rather
yeah.
listen
I
to
mean,
Puppets or Ride the Lightning, but
yeah.
it doesn't mean that they're bad, you know.
Yeah, I remember the first album was the Black album, and then I heard, and then I got the Justice album, and that's still my favorite album, one of my favorite albums of all time. And then I went to Load because I actually got it as a gift from somebody. They're like, "Here, man, here's a Metallica. You like Metallica here?" And I was like, "Okay." And I really got into Load, and then I went backwards. I started listening to Puppets and all these other ones, and I was just like, "Oh my god, man, this stuff is so good." And I was
Mm-hmm.
a huge Metallica fan for the longest time, but then you know, uh, Saint Wrangler came out, and I was just kind of like, I was like, I mean,
Some
what's
Kind of
going? That,
Monster. Have you seen that
yeah,
movie? That
yeah.
movie is much better than the album. That movie's entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and it was interesting. Some of that stuff is like pretty interesting, and I have I still have the DVD and everything, and
Yeah.
it was just like I didn't buy what is it, Death Magnetic. There's some okay
Death
songs on
Magnetic's
there.
pretty good. I like Death Magnetic. Um, that's probably the last real. Actually, I don't have their last album. I got the one before that, which was like a double.
Hardwired.
Yeah, Hardwired to Self Destruct, and that one's okay too. But
Yeah, I was actually surprised with that one. There's I can't remember the track off the top of my head right now, but there's a song on there that it's the last track on the second album, and it reminds me of Dyer's Eve from the
yeah,
Justice album.
yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh my god, man, why is there like not more of this?" You know what I mean?
Well, there's a couple of tracks on Death Magnetic that are like that too. That didn't
Oh,
get
okay.
the play. That didn't get the play. I mean, there's a couple of songs that made the radio, and people were like, "Okay, it's harder than the Black album, but it's still not
Yeah,
classic,
old
so to
school.
speak.
Mhm.
And I would say, no, man, look a little bit deeper. There's a couple of songs on there that are fucking thrash happy.
Nice.
Sorry for my language, by the way. I'm trying my best to refrain. So,
No, no, you're good. You're good. I
but I
mean,
do have something to
Brody.
show you real quickly, okay?
Okay.
Because I told my wife that I was coming on here tonight and explained to her that you're a movie guy, but you're also a collectibles guy, okay?
All right.
And I had to show you the only collectible that I have, and it's Pickle Rick playing a Galaga machine.
Oh wow. Wow, that's nice.
So that's my little tribute to your channel. I
Oh
told my
man, that's
wife I was
great.
going to do that. She's like, "Oh, that's awesome." She bought them both for me. So
Oh, nice.
she bought me the Galaga machine for my birthday last year as like a gag gift.
Mm.
And then this she just saw at Walmart, like in the bin for like $5 as a chew toy for a dog or something. But I love. Do you ever watch Rick and Morty?
Actually, I have not seen it. I've
It's
only seen parts. So it's one of those things I haven't gotten around to.
the Pickle Rick episode. It's a standalone episode, and it's
Mhm.
it's hysterically funny. So if you get a chance to, yeah, check that one out. Danny Trejo does a cameo, a voice cameo in that one.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, he plays Jaguar. But yeah, it's that it is that show is when I first started watching it, I was like, what the hell, man? I don't know if I like this show or not. And now I'm addicted to it. It's like one of the best things on TV.
So it's still going on, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
probably Adult Swim's biggest show now.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
so but it's also streaming on Max or Hulu or one or
Oh,
the other.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no, then I'll definitely check it out. I have both, so it's kind of like
yeah, my wife
I gotta
watches
find
reruns all
something to
the time.
watch.
Yeah, my wife watches reruns all the time, and I know it's on one of those two. So
Nice, nice. Yeah. So what I would have, I guess for me, I guess my Mount Rush, not Mount Rushmore, but one of my favorites as of late is one that I did not took me for a long time to listen to it, and it was all because I started hearing people online like review it and everything. That song by Tool, Numa.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
drums for that, just like I
You
don't know,
seen the
the song
drum cam
itself, like
video?
yeah, yeah. I was just like, holy crap, man, that is like it. I was just so blown away by that I was like, how have I never seen this or heard this? I mean, I'm not the biggest Tool fan. Like, for me, it stopped at Lateralis. Like I kind of like, it's all the same. I mean, they're
Eh,
good, and then my favorite song of theirs is from Lateralis, but it's just kind of like it's all kind of the same. But
Danny Carey is like he's on the Mount Rushmore
oh
of
yeah,
drummers for me. He really is. I've been saying for years. Well, it started off that if Neil Peart had a bastard son, it would be Mike Portnoy from uh you know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
Dream Theater, yeah.
Dream Theater. But then it's like no, his other bastard son would definitely be Danny Carey because both of those guys, they worship at the altar of Neil for one thing. But if you watch how they play and the way they play, and more importantly, the music they play, you can see the parallels there. I mean, it's there. So, but I've seen Tool in concert 3 times, and the
Oh
last
wow,
time I saw him was the Lateralis tour. I wish I could have seen the last one because I heard that last tour was supposed to be phenomenal. But I can understand where you're coming from, where you say it's kind of all the same.
hmm
But 100,000 Days, okay. There's 2 tracks on that album that you definitely need to listen to if you've never heard. One is called The Pot, which is
okay, I've heard that one.
that's a phenomenal song. Okay, but another one is called Rosetta Stoned.
So I've heard the name, but I haven't heard the song. Like, or at least I don't think I have. I've heard some songs from 10,000 Days, but I don't remember. The only one that I do remember is the pot. I need to like check out the
Okay,
other ones.
Rosetta
It's just one of those
Stoned
things where
might be my favorite Tool song of all time, but if you listen to it, make sure you have the lyrics, because
Okay.
80% of the lyrics are so hidden back in the mix, and it's literally just Maynard talking. But he's telling a story about tripping balls at Area 51, and it is one of the funniest goddamn things you will ever hear in your life. But I heard that song 100 times, never knew what the hell was going on in the background until I finally got the internet and pulled up the lyrics, because Tool never publishes their lyrics, you know, in the liner notes or nothing. They
Right.
never put their
Yeah,
lyrics.
yeah.
And I did. I pulled up the lyrics on that song and just sat there crying with laughter, because it's brilliant. I mean, it is absolutely brilliant. I mean, this poor guy, the gist of the story is this guy's at Area 51, he's tripping balls. A UFO comes down, an alien comes out, it tells him that they are going to give him the key and the secret of the universe and their message. And his and his job is to spread this message to the world. And it's going to be a message of hope to those who listen to it and a warning to those who do not. But the problem is the idiot forgot his pen. He didn't write it down, and now he doesn't remember what the hell they said. That's the whole. And he's telling this to a doctor, you know, and please believe me, you gotta believe me. And I mean, but the way that it's told, it is some of the funniest shit you will ever see in your. I mean, it's even talking about L. Ron Hubbard with his Scientologist lips going hubba 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 hubba. And why is everybody talking like the Peanuts parents and this and that? I mean, it's hilarious, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, Rosetta Stone. That's your homework.
After this, I'm gonna have to go listen to it.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. I wish they would make a video of it. I really do. They could make a movie out of that damn song, and it would be hilarious. I mean, you know, of course, if they would have done it 20 years ago, Pauly Shore probably would have been in it. So, you know, but yeah, it's a great song. I'm telling you.
Speaking of Pauly Shore, I saw a clip recently of Pauly Shore. Like originally, he was in the audition for Bill and Ted. He's in one of the auditions.
Oh God.
Like I was just like watching a clip. It was a bunch of different people, and then all of a sudden I was like, Pauly? And it was him and Alex Winter. They were like auditioning.
Yeah,
together.
I could see where he'd be the Keanu part, but
I was like, oh my God, that's nuts. And then you see Keanu pop up with somebody else. I was like, okay, well, clearly Keanu's out of all these guys. It's clear you could see Keanu and Alex Winter were the best in the two.
Well, what's funny is when Bill and Ted came out, nobody knew who Keanu was. And Alex Winter was, hey, it's that kid from the Lost Boys, because he's one of the vampires in the Lost Boys. But that was it. You know, other than that, nobody really knew who either of those guys were. And then you look at the next couple of movies that Keanu Reeves is in, and he plays the same character. You know, he's the same guy in
like Parenthood
and River's Edge and a couple other ones. It's whoa.
Whoa.
And I think that guy.
I mean, even in Dracula. Oh man.
Jesus is coming. You killed his dog and he's pissed.
He's, I mean, kills people with pencils and all that good stuff.
With a fucking pencil. Oh, I love that scene.
And it's with Lucifer.
Who knew that John Wick's kryptonite was stairs? You know what I mean? Because you watch part 4, he can handle anything except for a flight of stairs. He just comes down those stairs like 150 times. You know?
Gets hit by cars. Gets gets shot at. You know,
falls out of 4-story buildings, bounces off cars, no problem. Can't make it up a flight of stairs and save his life, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna check up on the chat real quick to see if I missed anything.
See, now you're just thinking about Keanu falling downstairs.
Yeah. it's in my head, like, like, okay, I'm trying to picture him now as in every role that he's ever been in, falling downstairs, not just John Wick, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know what? He also falls downstairs in Bill and Ted
Yeah. Yeah. In the
when
suit
he's
of
in the
armor.
armor.
Yep.
That's it. That's where it all started from. You heard it here,
Yep.
folks.
It all comes
Conspiracy.
together, man.
Oh man. Brody says, "Don't worry, I'm alive, collecting figures as well. I recently got NECA's Art the Clown and the game of Jigsaw, or the game of Jaws. Sorry.
Is he talking about the
I should
jaws
probably
with that would open its mouth and it had like the little things on it? You had to like fish them out. Holy shit! I haven't seen
yeah.
that game since I was a kid.
Well,
That's
NECA
cool.
redid it,
Oh, did they?
so like it's like a yeah, so it's like a re-release. NECA
Oh, okay.
re-released it, so yeah, so
That's
it's
so
but yeah,
cool.
when I first heard about it, I was like, wow, I never remembered it from back then, but when I started looking into it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little
Texas
kid when
says,
that thing came out.
Texas says, people used to ask me if I was a musician. I always say no. I only. Oh man, that's great. Texas man. Brody says, I love the band Focus, underrated band in my opinion in progressive rock. My favorite group is Emerson Lake and Palmer.
Yeah,
The one song that inspired me is Toad by Cream. Ginger Baker is so
yeah.
amazing.
Ginger Baker was
I'm
a
telling you,
beast.
I'm telling you, Brody is man. He's a youngster. Like think of he's younger than Jeff 101 Bronson, but man,
Yeah,
like his love of music and stuff like that, it's insane. Like
that's
I'm like,
great.
wow, you're
That's great.
he's like basically the musical version of Jeff 101 Bronson, but younger.
That's great. It's good to hear, you know, because unfortunately, a lot of the younger people now, they're not into music like, we were. It's all because the music, people talk about how much the movie industry has changed. The music industry is like
Oh yeah.
completely different than when we were kids, so
Oh yeah.
anybody who's actually listening to real music that isn't put together by AI or auto tune or some sort of producing trick, I'm all for, regardless of the genre. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I there's one of the things I would tell people. It's like I feel like a lot of the times, well, for me, because I mostly listen to like metal, like heavy music.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that started becoming popular were just gimmicky bands.
Hmm.
You know, like you had a lot of the same stuff. Like Slipknot blew up, and then you had other bands that were like doing costumes, makeup, huge bands, and all this stuff. And it's just like okay, and then got other people that are like Ghost. I'm not a fan of Ghost. I feel like they're overrated. They do the whole theatrics and everything.
Yeah.
Uh, but people that were doing something similar before that, you look at Ramstein or you look at some black metal band, they had that sort of thing before, but they're just so extreme that it's kind of like you kind of the underground stuff will be popular by that, but just it's not popular because it's hard to digest that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
shit, Guar's
it's
been
I don't
doing
know.
it for 40 years, man.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know?
They've been they've been peeing on people and everything,
I mean,
eating
when I was
people
a
on
kid, it was
stage,
all
and
about Alice Cooper and Kiss, as far as
yeah.
like the crazy theatrics went, especially Alice Cooper. I remember people
Hmm.
flipping out, he's chopping people's heads off. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like
Or Ozzy with the rubber bat thing until somebody actually threw a real bat
threw
on
real
stage.
bad up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Ozzy.
And
Rest
then
in
he peed on
peace.
the Alamo.
Yep. But you know what?
But yes,
Ozzy was such a great guy, man, that when he died, even the city of San Antonio was like, we're sorry to see him go. And they were like, they ran his ass out of the state, man. I mean, he wasn't allowed to come back to San
yeah.
Antonio for years after that shit.
Hmm.
You Texas guys, you don't play that shit, when it comes to the Alamo. you know, slap my wife, but don't say anything bad about the Alamo.
Oh man.
I shouldn't
Oh
say that.
man,
I've
that's
never
great.
been to Texas. So.
Well, it's like I mentioned this to somebody before. I think it was on a live stream too. It's just like I was in California for some sort of like convention, and I met some people from Boston, and they're like, "Well," we started playing pool and everything. And they're like, "Oh, you're from Texas? You don't sound like you're from Texas." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you don't have a." I guess they were trying to like tippy toe around the twang.
Yeah,
I was like,
you
"Oh,
don't
because I
sound
don't say
like a redneck.
y'all." Yeah. It's like, "Do y'all come back now?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, you don't sound like that." It's like, "Well, not everybody talks like that. I don't have a horse, you know. Um, they don't pass out firearms when you become a resident or out of the womb. It's like I have a car, I drive a car, believe it or not. And so yeah, it was just one of those things that it was they were just really like they couldn't believe it. It was like their mind were blown.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
I
yeah, it
grew
was
up
just
in
one of those things. It's funny.
I grew up and it was always like, where are you from? Illinois. Oh, Chicago? No, Illinois. It's like after a
Because there's
while
no other place in
it got easier just to
Illinois.
say, yeah, Chicago. It's like that's all
Oh,
Illinois
so
is.
you're a
It's just
Bulls fan then?
Chicago. Yeah. Well, I was. Yeah,
I still am, even
I kind of
even through the dark years.
yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna watch a basketball game, it's gonna be the Bulls. Okay, let's put it that way. I haven't really watched a game in forever. Um, the pandemic really kind of changed everything for me as far as sports went. For whatever reason, I just got used to not being obsessed with sports when they had the lockdown, and I just kind of
Mhm.
got used to it, except for football. That was the only sport that I still watched religiously until this year.
Mhm.
And this year, I didn't watch a game until uh, the wild card game with the Bears and the
Yeah.
Packers, and the friggin' Bears won because yes, the Chicago guy hates the Bears. So
Well, it's like people when they tell me, they're like, it's like, "Oh, you hate Dallas, but you're from Texas." I'm like, "And?"
no, it
Oh,
didn't. It
speaking of
didn't
that, well,
shock me that you didn't like the Cowboys. It shocked me that you liked the 49ers because I was
I
like,
mean,
most Texas guys, okay, even if they don't like Texas or don't like the Cowboys, I should say, okay, they
mhm.
definitely don't like the 49ers. It's like, God,
well
anybody
for
but the
for me,
49ers,
well
that
for
sort of
me
thing.
back in the day,
That's why I hate the
well for
49ers
me
so
it
much.
was because, and that's not the reason why I hate the Cowboys, but whenever they do play the Cowboys, especially in the playoffs, it's like I know that rivalry's there.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like it's like
Yeah. And
I'm afraid when they
they
play the
owned
Packers, when they
Dallas.
play the Niners, or when they play the Cowboys.
Like I said, the Niners broke my hearts every fucking year that Montana and Steve Young played. It was like, I hold those grudges, man. Because yeah, I was like truly like the bastard son. Okay, I grew up in a family full of diehard Packer fans, and for whatever reason, from the time I crawled out of my mother's womb, I was a Cowboy fan, and I don't know why, and still am. Okay, and my mom would always say, "Well, it was because of the cheerleaders, because I had a poster on my wall, way back when. The same
Hmm.
time I had Farrah Fawcett, she was on one wall, and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were on the other." But so yeah, Jimmy knew at an early age he was straight. But anyways, no
With
pronoun
with
mistakes
that
in this one.
with
But
that, I'm gonna segue into. So I had mentioned this in one of our chats there. So being a Cowboys fan, when I used to work at a bar in like this small town, Texas border town,
mhm.
and it's like one of the guys knew I was very adamant that I hated the Cowboys, and so one guy he kind of he had thick skin, and we would like joke around with each other. And
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, well, your Niners suck," and I was like, "Well, the Cowboys aren't going to do anything. At least I'm realistic." And then so one time it was a big game. I think they would have gone to the playoffs or something, and I literally at the last few moments I turned down the game. And I'm like, if the Cowboys win this, I'm gonna get everybody in here a full bar. I'll get everybody in here a drink. Everybody cheered and roared, went nuts. And I put the sound back on. They lost. I turned it back down. I was like, I guess not today. And then I turned it back up, and everybody was so mad. But the guy, he was like, I was like, look, man, I know you and I gave him a drink. So I was like, I wasn't that bad, but still, I was one of those that like. I even told him, I was like, man, if they make it to the playoffs this year, I will buy a jersey of my own free will. I'll buy a Cowboys jersey and I'll wear it all year next year. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, deal, deal. And then they didn't make it, and I was like, what do you want me to tell you, man?
Yeah. No, the
So
Cowboys have sucked for 30 years, man. I mean, seriously, they have since Aikman left. They flirt here and there, but it's like, even when they do make the playoffs, I know they're going to choke every year. I just do. But that doesn't change anything. I'm still a fan. I
yeah,
mean,
and it's the same with
I
me. That's why I like with the Bulls, with the Niners. It's like, you know,
I'm a White Sox fan, okay? There's no team in the world as bad as the White Sox the last couple of years. I mean, they're truly, and I didn't think I would ever get a World Series in my lifetime, but they did. 20 years ago, they won. And you know what?
hmm
It was before the Cubs got theirs. So there's that. And I have now seen a major championship with every team that I actually love. The Sox,
nice.
the Bulls, the Blackhawks, the Cowboys, and the Packers. They've all won in my lifetime. So I'm good. The Bulls, shit, man. I mean, 6.
Yeah.
That's people can talk about the Warriors all they want. I still think
Nah.
with the rules that they had back then as opposed to now, okay, because it
hmm
was definitely a more physical league back then,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
uh, the Bulls, they would have smoked any team from now. I don't care. People can talk about LeBron all they want, and LeBron's a great player. I'm not going to say, oh, LeBron sucks, okay? No, I will never say that, okay? But I'm sorry, maybe I'm biased because of where I grew up. Michael Jordan is the greatest player I've ever seen, period. And it had nothing
Yep.
to do with his physical abilities. It was all the mental game.
Yep.
Like Mike Tyson, he beat his opponent before the game even started,
Oh
most
yeah.
nights. Just cold-blooded, just cold-blooded. It was,
I mean, I hear like what you were talking about, going back and listen, and I watched like these old players that were in that era, and they're like, they would talk to Mike before the game, and all of a sudden it'd just be like, oh, 40.
yeah,
Like just in passing, he's like, oh, he's guarding me. Oh, well, 40. And then
yeah,
he would go out and he'd
and
he'd
back
do
it
it.
up.
It's like it's nuts. Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
back it up. And that's the thing. Like I remember the first when they announced that Rodman, because Rodman is also one of my favorite players
Mm-hmm.
because of his physicality and like just him being like so like such a beast.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, they're gonna win. That's it. They're
Yeah.
they're gonna win this year. And sure enough, they won 3 more.
Yeah.
So I was
When
just like, yeah, it
when
was just
Rodman was
man, it's
on the
crazy.
Pistons, okay, when he was on the Pistons, the Bad Boys, I fucking hated
hmm
Rodman. I hated all those guys. Okay, I mean, I was like, Rodman's a piece of shit, blah blah. And then the day that they got him, I was like, I love this man.
Well, you must have been the same way then when T.O. went to the Cowboys then from the
No,
Niners.
no, that was different. I never
Okay.
liked T.O. I still don't like T.O. I think T.O. is the team killer, the quarterback killer. He just
Yeah.
every team he has ever got, team obliterator. That's what Skip Bayless used to call him. And I hate Skip Bayless, but he was absolutely right about that because every team he played for, with the exception of the Niners, okay, he
hmm
kind of destroyed. Okay. Even
hmm
when he went to the Eagles and had
Yep.
that incredible game where he literally played on a broken leg. Okay. And for that, I will always respect the man. Okay. But he threw McNabb under the bus. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, you wouldn't have gotten there if it wasn't for McNabb, So, and then he went to Dallas and that's my quarterback. He starts crying and shit. It's like, are you kidding me?
It's my
Then he's doing
quarterback.
push-ups, and it's like, yeah, screw that. He's right up there with like Antonio Bryant without the craziness, you know, because that guy, or Antonio Brown rather, because he
Yeah, Brown.
lost his shit
Oh
completely.
yeah.
You know, I mean that guy, he could have been first ballot walk in Hall of Famer, and he destroyed his career. You know, so
Yeah.
see, I didn't think we'd be
Uh,
talking sports tonight.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I figure like I don't even have like a lot of questions for this because I know like after all the conversations we have, I'm gonna just like it's gonna flow like this. I mean, look, we're already at an hour in at this
Yeah, I
point,
know it's awesome.
you know.
Yeah, I'll spend the next hour
So
talking about why I didn't like the Toxic Avenger, and you can tell me why I'm wrong.
oh man.
And actually, I did
So
not like that movie. I actually did like that movie. I just didn't like it as much as you did. So,
oh yeah, I mean it's one of those things where going back to
oh,
the
excuse me.
films and stuff like that. So like Toxic Avenger, I had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely was a favorite of the year for me.
Right.
If I looked at the best like made movie, it's The Long Walk,
Oh,
like hands down. Like I was just like I was after all the brutality that people because I didn't get any spoiler reviews. I was just watching reviews and people were like, man, it's brutal. It's this. Part of me was like, maybe I'm kind of like maybe I'm kind of like cold blooded that I
yeah.
was kind of I didn't take it as hard as a lot of people did. Uh, but I was still like I was like, holy crap, man, this thing is so well done. Friggin', I never thought I would hate Luke Skywalker. You know,
Yeah.
I was just like I was like, oh my god, this is so good. The kid from Romulus was amazing. Like all the boys were great. Like
Yeah. That whole
everybody all
cast is
around.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the Judy Greer, you know, the parts with her, that actually that hit me. I was just
That
like,
was
oh my god,
heartbreaking.
you know,
She
yeah.
was heartbreaking in that movie. You know, that's the segue a little bit. And I was talking to Sean and Kenny about this earlier today. The Oscar nominations came out today. And when The Long Walk came out for the first 2 weeks it was out, it got all kinds of buzz about how David Johnson gave one of the best performances of the year and how the screenplay was one of the best of the year and how this and that. And I agreed with all of it. Okay. And then that buzz just disappeared. And I'm
Hmm.
sorry, you just talked about, David Johnson, the guy from Alien. To me,
Hmm.
that was the best performance I saw all year long from anybody. He didn't even get a sniff of a nomination. I mean, the movie got no nominations at all. But yet there's these other artsy fartsy movies that nobody has ever heard of that have like 8 or 9 nominations. And I'm not saying that they're bad movies, okay? But I told Sean there's 10 movies that were nominated for Best Picture this year. I've seen 4 of them. And of the remaining 6, I'll probably see Frankenstein eventually because I do like Del Toro. Okay. I just
Hmm.
haven't gotten around to watching it yet, but I will eventually. And I might check out Marty Supreme. Okay. Even though I don't really have much desire to see that, but everybody I know has said that it's an amazing movie. So it's like, okay, maybe it is. So I'll check it out. The other movies I could care less about, you know. But the flip side of that is of I saw 4 of them. That's more than some years. There was an Oscar a couple of years ago where literally I hadn't seen any of them except for last year. The Substance was the only movie that was out in the 10 Best Picture nominees that I had seen. And it's
And she got
like,
robbed.
yeah, yeah. By Honora, and everybody I know that has seen Honora says it's one of the worst movies ever. So again, I've never seen it. I've never. The Yam King even said Honora sucked. Okay. I mean, and that guy, you know, Kenny will find something good to say about just about anything. Okay. He's a big hearted guy. He loves movies. Okay. And even he was like, that movie's a piece of shit. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've only seen The Substance once, and when I saw it, I was like, I felt like it was, and I haven't been shy about saying it. I feel like it was overhyped.
Mhm.
It's a movie like, okay, I saw it. I'm glad I've seen it, but I won't see it again.
Yeah.
But all the main cast, they all did a great job, and I can admit. And then when she got nominated for an Oscar, I was like, oh, she deserves it.
Yeah,
To me, definitely, she got robbed. Like, and
yeah, she's
I'll
great.
preach that till, yeah, she's great in that movie.
Yeah,
And so it's for this, and I never had heard of Aurora until close to Oscar time. Like, I was
yeah,
like, where'd this movie come from?
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And just I was just like, well, I guess, whatever. But that again, I haven't watched the Oscars since. When's the last time I really watched the Oscars was the in memoriam for George Romero,
Wow. Yeah,
and
that
I
was a while
only
ago.
watched it because I wanted to see that. I wanted to see, like, they better put Romero on there, and they did, and that was the last time I ever watched it.
Yeah, and half the time they always last year they forgot Tony Todd. And I flipped
I heard
out,
about
man.
that.
I was so pissed off about Tony Todd not being on there. So, and I guarantee they'll miss him this year too. You know, TK Carter just passed away a couple of weeks ago. I bet you they'll
Yeah.
forget him, you know, but I don't know. The Oscars used to be must see TV for me. Okay. When I was a kid, it was the
Yeah.
one night a year that my parents actually let me stay up late because I would sit there and watch the Oscars because I was a movie geek even as a little kid, you know, and
Mhm.
now, like you, I don't even bother. It's like, number one, they're too long. Okay. 3 hours long. They don't get anything good until the last 20 minutes of the damn telecast. And again, all of the movies that I've seen, it's like, you know what? The four that I have seen, yeah, one of them will probably win. Okay. Because I've seen Sinners and I've seen One Battle After Another. And those are the two that are probably the front runners, anyways. Okay.
Mhm.
But if I was to watch the Oscars, the only reason why I would watch it is to see if Amy Madigan won for Weapons, because she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for playing Aunt Gladys, and
Man,
I would love to see her win. You know,
yeah, that would
anytime
be cool.
anytime anybody from horror or any kind of genre movie gets nominated, I'm interested. That's Demi
Right.
Moore last year, perfect example. So
But yeah, if anybody, especially this year, I would feel like she should. I mean, she was great in that movie.
yeah, yeah,
It's like it took me a while, but like halfway, and I think I told you this too. Like, even going watching the movie, I was like halfway through it, I was like, is that Shanice from Uncle Buck? And then I was like, oh my god, it is Shanice. And it completely blew my mind, and I remember telling my wife, remember Uncle Buck? This is Shanice. It's the
yep,
and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it's Shanice. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was just like, man, she's creepy. I want her to do more stuff like this. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's what I told my
Yeah.
sister. She's like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "It's Amy Madigan." She's like, "Who?" I go, "Kevin Costner's wife in Field of Dreams." No. I'm like, yes.
Oh man. I want to get back to the chat real quick. So
Yeah.
we'll put a pin in that right there. Mr. Dan says, "Have you seen 46 and 2 covered
Yes.
by the kids of the O'Keefe Music Foundation,
Yes.
Jim? The drummer is great."
All those kids are phenomenal. It's like the real life school of rock. And these kids are like 12, 13 years old, hitting it note for note. I mean, yeah, it's a phenomenal video. It really is.
Wow. Mr. Dan says, "Yeah, those kids are amazing." Rob
Yeah.
says he's seen them. Uh, Corey saying, "Language, Jim."
Yeah, you're a rat
Uh,
bastard.
Rob is saying, "Check out Elvis Costello watching the detective live in Germany. It's insane." Hmm. Okay.
Cool.
Let's see. Brody says, and also one of my favorites is Neil Peart. I swear, when I listen to Tom Sawyer or 21 or 2112, oh my goodness, I love Rush. I have 3 albums on vinyl and all on CD. And
2112. You were right the first time.
okay. And then Ginger saying, I'm Pickle Rick. And then Brody saying, I'm Pickle Rick as well. Corey saying, how about Chocolate Chip
Yep.
Trip?
That's a drum solo on the newest Tool album from Danny Carey.
Oh, okay. Like I said,
And
I
it's
haven't.
all electronic drums on that one. So
Oh,
it's
really?
very different sounding drum solo than usual, but it's cool. It's Danny
Yeah.
Carey
Well,
doing his thing.
Well, that was the thing. Like with Numa, he's got those electronic programmed pads, and he's got the physical drum kit. So like
Mhm.
watching that video, I was just like, oh my god, like this is. And then hearing like seeing, and then I don't know if you've seen this, but did you see that? Speaking of Mike Portnoy, him trying to play Numa. Like, did you
Mhm.
ever see that the
Yeah.
Drumeo video?
Yeah.
I was, and even him is like, he's like, "What is this?" Like he's all like freaking out about it and stuff, and he's like trying to think about it and break it down, and like hearing them both play it or him play it his way, it was just like, oh my god. I was like, where
You
have I
want to see
been? Have I not
something?
heard this song?
You want to see something really funny? Okay, it's on YouTube somewhere. Mike Portnoy playing Rush on a child's drum set, like that you would buy at Sears, and he destroys it like 30 seconds in because he's just oh my god, it's hilarious because he's trying his damnedest to do it right, and I mean everything he hits is just falling apart. It is hilarious.
Oh man. Looks like we also got Juno
Hey
here. How's it
Juno.
going, good sir? Thanks for stopping by. Hey Larry and Jim, happy news and
Yep,
happy, or I'm sorry, 28 years later, Bone Temple recommended. Way better than disappointing previous sequel.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
I
need to watch it.
watched it. Huh? Did you see it, Larry?
I need to watch it. I didn't see the last one because of all the bad reviews. I was just like, ugh. So I
Yeah,
haven't seen
I
either
didn't
one.
like
I need to watch
28
them.
years later. Okay. I told you that the last, the ending of it was just, I didn't tell you what the ending is, but I said it's just crazy. And
Hmm.
the new one starts right where that one ended, but now that
Hmm.
crazy ending makes total sense. And it's like, oh,
Okay.
okay. And Gino's right. Not only, I will go so far as to say, not only is it better than the previous movie, I think it's the best in the series. It's
Wow.
really good. It's really good. It's
Wow.
different. It's different than all the other movies. It really is. But
So with that being said, I mean the reason a big reason why I was interested in this one too in the second one was because I don't know how I don't know if we ever talked about this, but I love her Candyman film.
yeah,
I loved what she did with it, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I mean I saw it in the theater. It was right still during lockdown, and they were barely starting to open stuff up. So me and a buddy of mine went, and I was like, dude, this movie is amazing. The
yeah,
score itself was just so haunting, and I have the score on vinyl, and that was a big part of me loving that film and the what she did with it. And I was like, man, I tell anybody, I love that movie. You know,
yeah,
I think it did a good job of bringing that back. I just wish they would have continued it. You know, but so I'm interested to see with this one because I liked that film, and I think she did a great job with Candyman. So
yeah.
at
No,
some
she.
point, I'm
I
gonna
thought
watch
she
it.
was. I thought she did a phenomenal job with this movie. And Ray Fiennes is. I mean, that guy. He's great.
I mean,
He's great all
yeah,
the time. But Jack O'Connell, who was
hmm,
also in Sinners. Okay, he played the vampire in
yeah.
Sinners.
Hmm.
He's the main protagonist in this one, or antagonist in this one, I should say. Okay, he's the leader of the Jimmies, and he's phenomenal. I mean, the two of them are phenomenal. And like I said, this the complaint that I had about the last installment was that it took these wild swings that to me didn't connect. Okay,
Hmm.
this movie, it kind of shows those wild swings connecting, and it's coming into play to where I really do hope that they get a third movie going now because I want to see how this ends. I really do. It opened up some really cool possibilities for where the third movie could go. So
Wow.
yeah, but like I said, you do have to see the previous installment for this one to make any kind of sense whatsoever. So
Gotcha. I
there's
mean,
that. There's that.
I think it's on like Hulu or no, I think
It's
it's
on Netflix,
on
I
Hulu.
believe.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I saw it somewhere and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out at some point, but after that original trailer and I was just so hyped and pumped for it, and then when people started telling me stuff, I was like, eh. And you know, it's interesting. I didn't realize it was the guy from Sinners until like I think either you mentioned it somewhere or somebody mentioned it recently, and I was like, wow, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. He was actually one of the characters that I liked from Sinners was that whole aspect with the vampires, and then with the Native American trackers that were after them. I was like, man,
Yeah.
I wish we would have gotten more of that. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
thought that was like really really cool, and I guess because it leaves you with questions. Those are the types of films like it makes you wonder.
Hmm.
So that's why I liked that aspect of it. And I really wish they would have shown up at the end, or they would have had like some sort of end cameo or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Flashback, something.
yeah, exactly. Or maybe give us a prequel of them hunting them, or how did they come across the vampires and they started hunting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think that would be kind of cool. I think I'd be like more interested in that.
Yeah.
So.
I like Sinners. I mean, a lot of people just say that, they thought it was a From Dusk Till Dawn ripoff.
Mhm.
And I don't. Okay. I mean, I can understand where people would say that because, again, it starts off as one thing and then it turns into something else. Okay. But to me, the vampires are almost an afterthought in that movie. They really are. The movie to me is all about the music aspect of it and the black experience in that time frame in the South.
Mhm.
Okay. And I've said it on another show. To me, the vampires, you could almost say, are like a allegory for the Klan who show up at the end of the
Mhm.
movie. You know,
Yep.
so there's a lot of ways you can look at it. And again, if somebody doesn't like a movie, I'm certainly not going to say, hey, you're wrong, But if somebody says I don't like it because it's a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn, that's when I say no, look deeper. Okay. And if you still feel that way, then great. But don't automatically just go, it's like people, you were talking about The Long Walk. Okay. A lot of
Mhm.
people were like, oh, it's just another Hunger Games movie. No, it is not. And if you watch the damn movie, you'll see that. Because in the Hunger Games and Squid Game and Battle Royale and every one of those movies, the participants are actively trying to fuck each other over to be the winner. In the Long Walk, it's the opposite. They're
Mhm.
actually trying to help each other until the end. And it's not only that, it predates all those other stories. So if
Yeah.
anything, those stories ripped off the Long Walk, not the other way around. So, okay, I'll shut up about the Long Walk. I could talk about that movie all night long. So,
Well, the main thing is it's like I know I've heard you talk about it and stuff like that before it came out, and I know how really really hyped you were. So it's one of those things where like to hear a big fan actually get you know like you got satisfaction for with what they
oh
released,
yeah,
because so many times people like the Harry Potter books, the Hunger Games, they skipped this or they did this or blah blah blah, like they always have like something to say,
yeah,
that it didn't satisfy them. But to see an actual major fan be actually happy with it,
yeah.
that's cool.
Well,
As
the
for
book.
as for
I'm,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I was gonna say, as for Sinners, I was actually I really enjoyed the movie up until the vampire showed up.
Yeah.
Like for me, I loved all that aspect of the brothers and them
Mhm.
coming back and them trying to establish themselves. I was like, man, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then it's just like they threw the vampires in there, and I just kind of like, okay. And the part of the music, I understand what people are saying, like it's about the music as well. For me, for whatever reason, when it was doing that montage of the different types
Yeah.
of I guess music over the years, once that
Yeah.
electric guitar came out, it kind of I was like, it threw me.
I
I don't
can,
know, it kind of kicked, it threw
it's
me off.
jarring. It's very
Yeah,
jarring. Yeah. The first time I watched
I
it,
was.
it had that effect on me too. I was like, what the hell? But then
Hmm.
I kind of went with it. And now that's
Hmm.
probably my favorite scene in the movie. So, it's,
My.
it's, but I understand where you're coming from because again, the first time I watched it, I had that same reaction. I was like, what the hell is this? But I do. I really love that movie. And I think that scene, like I said, just the creativity involved
Mhm.
with that scene, I think is incredible. So, but getting back to what you were saying about being happy with the book or being happy with the movie after being such a fan of the book is a lot different than the movie. Okay. And a
Mhm.
lot of people I've noticed online have been bitching about that very fact, like what you were saying. Okay. Hey, they changed this and they changed that. Okay. To me, the thing that was so important about that adaptation that they got right was the feeling behind it, that dread. Okay. Because the
Mhm.
moment they start walking till the moment the movie's over, it just gives you an uneasy feeling in your stomach. You know that there's only going to be one person alive, but so you know it's going to happen. Okay. You're not surprised by what happens along the way, but you start to become invested in these people and you start to like these people. And when they start dropping off, it gets to you, and
Mhm.
that's the way the book was. You'd start, you know, that you're like, I shouldn't be liking this guy because he's going to die, and when it
Mhm.
happens, you have a reaction. And that's Stephen King. His best stories are like that. Shawshank Redemption. Okay.
Yep.
You boil it down, it's just about two guys in prison. Okay. But he makes those characters so damn relatable and so realistic and so likable that you become invested in those characters, and in the best of his work, that's the common thread. He takes these crazy ideas, but then he fills it with these characters that you believe and that you like, or even hate, but you become invested with them, and then you're just in for the ride. So that's why I like that movie so much.
I don't know if you've ever mentioned this on a stream or anything. What's your least favorite Stephen King? Like one that you like film adaptation, like one that you absolutely hate.
Well, okay, there's a couple of different ways I can go about that because I one of my earliest videos, I put all my Stephen King movies that I have in my collection and I ranked them.
Mhm.
And the very bottom one was Pet Cemetery 2, okay, that I own. But that's not really fair because that is not based on anything. Okay, that was an original movie sequel to a
Mhm.
property that he wrote. Okay, if you're going with actual Stephen King based on one of his works, it's the worst book that he ever wrote, and it's probably the worst movie, and I don't own it. It is Dreamcatcher. That thing is an abomination. It's just
I don't.
so the shit
I
weasels.
don't even remember that movie.
Shit weasels. That's
I
literally what
barely.
you're fighting. I mean, Morgan Freeman couldn't even make that movie plausible. It's bad. Okay. Right next to it though is Cell with
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson again. Well, no, he Morgan Freeman's in the other one, but Samuel L. Jackson and John Cusack. And that movie is like Pulse. If you ever saw Pulse, where everybody's phone, they hear something and then people go crazy and start killing each other and doing this and that. That's the gist
Mhm.
of it. But then it turns into The Happening without a brain.
Mm.
And The Happening didn't have a brain to begin with. So
Oh man. Uh yeah, for me, I don't I always remember people like talking bad about Maximum Overdrive, and for me it's like I didn't man, for me it's a fun film.
Cocaine the movie is I love that movie. I love that movie. And that is
I saw it
Cocaine the
so many
movie.
times as a kid. I mean, well, you know, that and Jack
Yep.
Daniels.
Dude, I saw that movie
But
at a drive-in on a bill with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Legend with Tom Cruise. How's that for a triple feature? And I was so wasted by the end of Legend, which was the first movie, that I had no idea what I was watching for the next 3 hours with the other two movies. And then I sobered up and watched them again and still had no idea what I was watching for the next 3 hours.
oh man.
Good times, man. Good times.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially like I would stay up late, so for me it was like in the middle of the night, TBS. They would show like all these random films, and that's where I first saw Maximum Overdrive. And from the get go, I mean, for one, when you see that ACDC van,
Yeah.
like I was just like, I was like, "Where'd that come from?" And then just all the random nonsense that was happening after that, like with the coach with the soda cans. I'm like, "Can that really happen?" Like,
The second
but
that little kid gets run over by the steamroller, I was like, I'm in, man. I mean, I'm in.
yeah, it's funny to think about like I used to I still do. I love movies like that where it's like, nobody the chances of nobody surviving, you know.
Mhm.
That's why I really enjoyed the last Final Destination film,
Yeah,
Bloodlines,
yeah,
because I was there and at the end I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, this movie's pretty good." And then all of a sudden when nobody a spoiler alert, anybody that hasn't seen it, when everybody gets killed, I was like, "That's great."
yeah.
I was like, that just made that movie like it was here, like now it's
It was
a
the
notch
cherry
higher.
on
I'm like,
top.
man, yeah.
It was the cherry on
I
top.
mean, even at the beginning with that kid that you think gets away.
Dude, that's my favorite moment in the all year long in any movie. Watching that little kid get taken out, man. It did. I was like, yes. It's
I
so
was like,
good.
oh man, that I was like, oh, that little prick got away, and then all of a sudden I was like, nope. I'm like, okay, what's gonna be one of those movies? I'm like, all right,
Yep.
I'm ready.
Yeah, no, that
And
movie that was one of the biggest surprises of the year for me for sure. Was how much I loved that movie because I, I I own all the Final Destination movies, but to me, the first two were the only two that I really
mhm,
like until that
mhm.
new one. And it's like, yeah, all three. I mean, those two, and then that one to me, are all three are just fantastic. I will watch all three of them over and over again.
Yeah, I tuned out after three, and then I was like, it's the same. The same with the Saw films. Like I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing.
Yep.
But no, going back and like when I saw this one, I was like, oh my god, that's so good. I
Yeah.
was just like, man, like, and then I mean, I don't know if it's just because it's Tony Todd's last film and that but it still it had that little extra with Tony Todd in there. I was like, man,
That
that's
was that
you
was
know,
a great moment. It was a excuse me, it
hmm
was a great moment. And like I told Sean, because he hadn't seen it yet, I was like, it's weird for a goofy movie like that, okay, to have that moment where you almost get a lump in your throat, especially if you're a fan
hmm
of Tony Todd. Because in that moment,
yeah,
it's almost like he's looking right at you and he's talking directly to you, saying, hey, enjoy every moment. You never know when it's going to be your last, and it's a great little speech that he came up with himself. The
hmm
the filmmakers basically said, hey, here's your chance. Say whatever you want to say. And that's what he did. And it's a beautiful moment. It really is.
yeah, for sure. Like you said, the lump in your throat as soon as I saw him pop up, I was just like, I was already like, okay, this is it, like it's
Yeah.
kind of like you're already knowing. So it
Yeah.
just, I don't know, maybe because already knowing it, that's where I was like, oh man, you know.
Yeah.
And I got to meet. I was lucky enough to meet him one time, and like he was super super chill and super cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was just like man. And then the way he passed, he was sick and everything. So it's just kind of like man, it's just a bummer.
Yeah, you could tell how
But
frail he was in that movie. He looked like he was pretty frail. But
yeah,
it was
oh
like
yeah.
it's still like I said, it's a great moment to go out on. It really was,
Mhm.
and in a hit movie to begin with, is a nice way to go too because that movie was a huge
Mhm.
hit. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, everyone was. I mean, even people were raving that it was like, as good as the original. I
hmm
remember people saying that. I wanted to go see it. I was hoping to go see it when I went to Frightmare because it came out around that same time.
yeah,
But me and my buddy, we just couldn't get to the theater to see it. Because
hmm
I told him I was like, okay, man, we're gonna go to Frightmare. I know we're gonna go to see a movie at some point. We got to go try to see, we got to go try to see that one. But there wasn't a theater close to us that was showing it at a time that we can actually go watch it without being not at the convention.
right,
So it was just kind of like, well, I guess I'll wait. And sure enough, like I saw it as soon as it hit Max, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, and I loved it. I was like, man, I wish I would have seen it in the theater. It was so good.
yeah. That's a movie that cries to be seen with an audience. I mean, That's the type, like Weapons is that type of movie. Okay, it's better with a crowd because people laugh and they scream and they do everything. It's a roller coaster ride. You know,
Hmm. Especially
and you
that
like
ending.
you like Weapons,
In
right?
fact, yeah, yeah, I liked my only thing with Weapons, I felt like we didn't really need like Solo's point of view and the
Oh, the
junkie's
cop.
point of view. I felt, yeah, I felt like the cop and the junkie's point of view. I felt like we got enough, of that in some of the other stories, like with the girl. You
Yeah,
know, I felt like we didn't need all of that. So, but once we got to the kids' point of view, I was instantly back in it. I was like, oh my god, man, this is so good.
yeah.
It's like
I like
almost
the
like the
junkie.
beginning
I like
part.
the junkie story because when he breaks into that house and he sees the two of them sitting there and he's like, ah, and then so he just goes back and starts stealing shit again. It's like, oh my god. And then when he
Well,
calls
I did like
911 and
the
he's just like, yeah, I was just going to call about those kids that are missing and how I get that award. Yeah, they're all just standing there in the basement. All of them, I think so. But anyways, could you just bring it to me because I don't like cops and I don't want to come down there. I mean, it's like that scene is hilarious, man. And that guy, that kid, I never saw that actor before. Okay, who plays the
Mhm.
junkie, and he's phenomenal. I mean, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal in that film. But you're right. The kid story is the best of the
Oh yeah,
of the chapters. You're riveted during that
yeah,
entire chapter. And just
yeah. I
looking
was
at this
like,
poor kid.
yeah, seeing what he was going through and what he was having to deal with, in the way that you know Madigan was just like how she was just kind of like that dread that she was putting
Mm-hmm.
into him, and it's just like she didn't really do well, not to him, but to the parents, what she was making the parents do to
Yeah.
themselves if he didn't listen. I was like, "Oh my god." Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I
But
can make
she,
them
like I
eat
said,
each other. That was the line that got me. I can make them hurt each other. I can make them eat each other. Should I make
yeah.
them do that, Alex? Would you like me to do that? Yeah, it was like Jesus Christ.
And then
Yeah.
just that glee on her face,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It's just
Yeah.
that completely, like, I was like, "Oh my god, man. That's nuts."
Yeah.
But
Amy
no, yeah, I
Madigan's great.
did like it. There was just like I said, there was a couple things, but no, when I went to go see it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is good." Actually, I did enjoy it more than Sinners. I will say that. Um, but it's also one of those things where, like, I'm trying to see where I rank it with the monkey, because I really enjoyed the monkey.
I love the
I
monkey.
love. I mean, the over the top, the just the violence and the dark, I guess, dark humor.
Oh no, yeah, that movie's
It's
that
just,
movie's a comedy. It's a
yeah,
flat out comedy. And
yeah. It
and
was just like, man, it's hilarious.
talking about the kid, okay, getting taken out in Final Destination, okay. My second favorite moment from last year was in The Monkey, and it's a tie, okay, with Uncle Chip talking to the kid on the stairs about how him and Deanna are swingers, okay. That old speech is just great. But when you see the aftermath of Uncle Chip, how he dies, because they're like,
Hmm.
he went on a camping trip and he was stampeded by 37 horses, the coroner said, and they show this bag, sleeping bag getting opened up and all this crap just getting poured out of it. He's like, looked like a strawberry pie that had been stepped on. You see this bag for literally a split second, but it's one of those things that is just so disgusting. You have to laugh. If you don't laugh, you're gonna
Yeah,
cry. So it's like, and I did, man. When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is instantly one of my favorite movies of the year, and it is. It that ended up being number 5 for the year for me. I That makes a great double feature with Bloodlines. Actually, the monkey
yeah,
does. They're very
yeah,
similar.
yeah. With the dark humor and the over the top, like, my my thing was when the girl jumped in the pool.
It exploded.
Yeah, I was like, I was literally left like, what? Especially when you see the foot like go flying at him. I was just like,
Yeah,
how's
bodies
how?
don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
It's like the kid with the bees too. It comes into his
Hmm.
face, and the face just kind of starts disintegrating, and it's like, unless those bees got acid, I don't think that's the way it works, but yeah, I don't care. I love that movie. I love
Yeah,
that
it was
movie.
really good. I really really enjoyed that one. That was a fun. That was definitely a good one too.
And the
Uh
school bus at the end is great. I love that
oh
little
yeah.
tag at the end.
No, it was a good one. I definitely enjoyed that one a lot. Um, I want to get back to the chat real quick. Uh, yeah, sorry guys if y'all I don't mean to be ignoring y'all, but man, this is great. Mr. Dad says, I just watched Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. Pauly Shore is pretty good in that. He was in
Holy
that?
shit! I forgot Pauly Shore was even in that. I haven't seen that movie since the VHS days. Wow.
Hmm. We got
Los.
Silos. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks for, looks like, being a channel member. Thanks so much. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Let me see. Juno also says 28 years later, Bone Temple was much better, Jim, and
Yeah.
you'll not be disappointed.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great. I really did.
Stacy's here. How's it going, Stacy? Thanks
Of course,
for
Stacy's
coming and hanging
here.
out. Jim, would you rather be the head of an operative working for the good
Good.
guys action movie, or villain that's head of all the activities?
I'd have to be the villain. I'm not good looking enough to be the hero. So yeah, I'd have to be the villain.
Oh man.
Just sit here and go,
Let's see.
excellent.
Have a hairless cat.
Yeah.
That's what I would have. I would have a hairless cat. Be like, Larry, make a figure for Captain Ron or Dave. Oh,
If they could do a David Lopan that with the glowing eyes, that would be cool. I would actually go out and buy one of those.
that would be pretty cool. I know. Well, okay, so I know they have made a David Lopan figure. I think it's BBTS. I think that's what they're called. They do like a bunch of different figures. So I know they've done David Lopan. So I'm gonna have to go. But if NECA did it, like Jim said, I would like to have the eyes glowing because
Yeah.
they can do that.
Right.
I know NECA could do it, but I'm gonna go with Captain Ron because I think that would just be hilarious.
Well, that
I
would
don't know.
just be the Snake Plissken doll with a different, coat.
Yeah, pretty
Put
much,
the eye
right?
patch on a different eye,
Oh man, I'm Speed the bus stairs.
Nice.
Oh man. Oh man. Hot take, I do feel John Wick 4 is overrated and part 2 much better. I haven't seen part 4. I haven't seen part 4. I don't know. I still like I like 1 and 2. I felt 3 was like kind of meh. Like I felt like 3 it's starting to lose its steam, so I haven't seen the fourth one yet.
The fourth one's good, but it's too damn long, man. I mean, it's literally almost 3 hours long. And it just
Wow.
gets to the point where it's like a marathon. You're just like, okay. And that's why I was talking about the steps, okay? Because seriously, the last 25 minutes of that movie, for 20 of them, he's falling down the goddamn stairs, man. I mean, I'm serious. It's somebody should do like a little MPEG or whatever of just Keanu falling down these stairs, man. And I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's also a big time ripoff of the Warriors. You've seen the Warriors,
okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The DJ in the Warriors. All right, boppers. Da, 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 da. They do that in John Wick. There's a DJ who's telling the guys, to go after John Wick. She even plays Nowhere to Run, which is the first song that they play. And I mean, it's a direct, you could say homage. I would say ripoff. Okay. But I mean, it's like, me and my sister both, man, when we went and saw John Wick 4, both of us, when that scene started, she looks over at me and she's like, fucking Warriors. And I'm like, yeah.
All I needed was somebody like come out and play,
Exactly.
Oh man. Yeah, I'll probably check it out eventually, but it's just like
yeah, it's good. you
after
know,
the first one, I was like, I saw the second one in the theater. I saw the third one. I haven't seen Ballerina yet, but I will say from that whole gang of, I guess, films, I really did like Atomic Blonde. I wish I would have done another one.
yeah,
That
that
one
movie's
was
good too.
one I was like, man, I really I could see this being in that John Wick world, but I feel like it should have gotten another one. Nobody. I think Bob Odenkirk's hilarious in that.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, hopefully I'll get to see four at some point. It's not like I don't want to. It's just one of those things where like I'll get to it. Yeah.
right.
Here's something. Bill and Ted was on TV. Oh, the movie. I thought you meant the TV show. Do you remember that?
Mm, wasn't it an animated show?
They had an animated and a live action.
Oh, I didn't know they had a live action one.
The live action one was horrendous.
I can only imagine.
The animated one was fairly decent, but it didn't last long. And then I mean that live action. I mean, it didn't go past like I don't remember how many episodes. It never went past the first season. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't even
it's
know that existed.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's see. Subway tunnel speed. He falls. Yeah, I see you falling down the
Yeah,
stairs with the armor. Let's see. Juno says the amount of BS it gets you angry in John Wick 4. How the F is Wick back not broken?
yeah, I know what he's talking about. At one point, okay, because you know these suits they have like the Kevlar in them.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how. But I mean, because in the first one, you know, they're kind of running around like this with their coats. Okay, but in this one, I mean, they're literally bouncing off like you know, like they're Wonder Woman with the wrist shields. Okay, but at one point he does. He falls out. He goes flying out of a window, like on the fourth floor, and lands half on, half off on the hood of a car. Okay, and it would literally break you in half. Okay, and he does. He rolls off the car, gets up, and runs away. And it's like, man, I got to get me a suit like that. It's like Jesus
I'll take
Christ.
two.
Exactly. You know. Yeah.
Oh man.
The guy's got more props than Captain America in this movie. I mean, it is. It gets ridiculous, and that's where it's like, okay, enough's enough. You know.
Jason says even the film clips are different for music videos. It's all lyrics on the screen now. There's no artistic expression. Oh yeah, like I guess when we were talking about music, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them you just see the lyrics now on there and stuff like that. It's like oh lyric video or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Let's see. Asking, does he fall in Ballerina, the spin-off John Wick?
No, he doesn't. But you know what? That takes place between part 3 and part 4, I believe. So he hasn't
Yeah,
gotten to his inversion of stairs yet. You know, the vertigo hasn't hit him yet.
we got some more music talk. Till from Ramstein is touring Australia. Oh, nice, nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Have you heard of Lindemann? Like, have you heard his solo project?
No.
No, he's got some cool songs. Like, there's some stuff that I was like, but there's some songs that are like, man, they're really very Ramstein esque type bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Brody saying, I love King Crimson. Yes. Jethro Tull, Frank Zappa, Genesis. I love Genesis. Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Rush, Deep Purple, stuff like that. I have a huge
Good
CD
taste.
collection too. I might post about that. Yeah,
Good
you should,
taste.
Brody, man. Like, I can't wait to see, your collection come back and everything.
Good taste.
I told you he's an old soul for sure. I mean, I mean, he's a teenager basically, and he's listening to all this stuff. I mean,
That's
it's crazy.
awesome. He likes his old school prog.
Mr. Dan says, yeah, yeah. Mr. Dan says old school videos were great. Jinja Rocket by Herbie Hancock, Round and Round by Rat. Oh man, that's another one. I always have a funny story about Rat, where that song in particular. I would in high school. I would hang out at a buddy's house, and his older brother and his friends, they'd be like talking smack about this one person, and like they're like getting so aggravated and talking about it. But that song comes on, and right when that Round and Round comes, it's like everything stops, and they're like round and round, and then they go back to the conversation. It's just like You know, you ever been in a conversation like
Yeah.
that where you're just so like you're so into it, and then but for whatever reason
Yep.
something comes on, and all of a sudden it's just like silence, and then I don't know, man. It's
You're like,
like
damn, I like this song. I do too.
yeah. Oh man, Larry won the Alamo for
Larry won the
us.
Alamo.
I get that all the time, Larry. Let's see. Right, Mr. Dan. They just don't have the same feel they used to with be almost mini movies. Stacy saying, "Wait, where is your horse, Larry?" Oh man. Rob says that video from Yes with all the snakes in it used to freak me out as a kid. Oof. Uh, Stacy's mind blown because I don't have a horse. Jim grew up with Al Bundy. I did too. I did too. I loved Married with Children. I felt like Married with Children was like the off-brand sitcom, like the sitcom that like, man, this is not you're not seeing this on major TV. You know, like you
Yeah.
had like that Family Ties, like you had those family
Yeah.
sitcoms, but I don't know, man. I used to watch Married with Children all the time, and I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
we were talking about on one of the other shows back in the 80s. America's Dad was Bill Cosby, and the devil was Ozzy Osbourne. You jump forward 40 years,
mhm.
Ozzy is now America's grandpa. And the less said about Cosby is the
The
better.
better, yeah. That's Jesus saying, what? Well, if I get to Texas, I'm not what? I'm not offer a free cowboy hat. I will be offended.
Buy a case of beer, get a free gun.
Well, I mean, Jason, if you don't say anything, you just show up with that beard, they're gonna be like, "Oh, here you go, brother."
That beard is glorious.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
as you can see, I just got the starter kit going, you know?
Let's see. Brody says, Rob, I remember that Yes video. I watched it recently. Oh look, we got
Hey,
Jeff,
Jeff.
101 Bronson, 101 Bronson here. Thank you for stopping by, good sir. Always good to see you. See, we were just talking about you earlier too. I don't know if
Yep.
you're still here because I'm kind of far behind on the comments, but yeah, Brody's the musical version of you, good sir. A little bit younger, but he's basically that. I mean, the stuff he listens to, it's like gets crazy. Jim and Larry, you become a directing team. I like where this is going already. What legacy sequel you make first, Cobra or Young Guns?
I don't want a legacy sequel to either of those.
Yeah, neither do I.
Because Young Guns already had one. I mean, it wasn't a legacy sequel, but it was still a sequel. I would do Cobra just to find out why the hell he cuts his pizza with scissors.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I guess we could explain that, right? Because like going back to the John Wick thing, they explained the pencil thing in part 2.
That's right.
We're on to something here, Jim.
Yep.
We're gonna have to make this, even if it's animated.
Make it happen.
Oh man. Let's see. Jim went right through a lot of
socks. Nice. Takes a lot.
Oh man. Larry, as a border town worker, action movie John Woo directs. Yes. Sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would kind of be like Mission Impossible 2, right? Border town, not really border town, but he was,
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is your favorite John Woo film?
Probably The Killer.
The Killer.
Yeah, I love The Killer. And as far as his American movies go, the easy answer is Face Off. But I still have a very, very big soft spot for Hard Target.
I love that movie, man. I love Hard Target.
Boudreaux. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
I come back here. I cut me a steak. That dude is so good, man.
Arnold Vosloo, hell yeah. Him and Lance Henriksen are
yeah.
They're awesome together. They really are.
I don't know about this one. Larry is John Candy's son. His son is good enough. I mean, he
Yeah.
looks like him. You
Yeah.
know, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do it justice.
No.
Oh, look who we got. We got the other half of the inspiration for this show. Patrick, how's it going, good sir? Thanks for stopping by. Aurora, Anora,
Honora. Yeah.
just watched Anora. Oh, how was it?
Oh, he hated it as much as Kenny did. Yeah, I saw his little mini review about Honora where he was like, I barely got through this piece of shit. I was like, okay. Sean's the only person I know who actually, he didn't say that he liked it, but he thought that Mikey Madison was good in it. And everybody else is like, no, man, that movie's bad. She's bad. It's bad. Blah, blah, blah. So I still haven't seen it.
Rob says I only watch the Grammys. Yeah, I for the longest time I used to watch the Grammys until they started sidelining like rock and metal.
Yeah. And actually, I gave up on the Grammys years ago when Jethro Tull beat Metallica for Best Metal Performance. I was like, okay, I'm done.
I honestly, for me, I watched the '90s was great because like they would have Metallica would play, Molly Crew would play, like all these like bands would actually like play, and but it's like at the end of the '90s, like, it started just kind of like going down and going down. You'd see less and less of like it'd always be the main categories, no rock, no metal. And then when it got to the point where there was like a second stage or a second banquet hall and there was nobody be in there, and that's where they would give you the rock and the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Once I saw that when Megadeth won a Grammy, I was
Yeah.
just and there was nobody in there. I was like, really? Because like
Yeah.
okay, I'm done. Like it's just the Oscars now basically. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
you know.
And Rush was nominated like 4 or 5 times every time they put an instrumental song. One
Mhm.
of their, they would always get nominated, and they always lost to the most mainstream artist that year, like YYZ, okay, which
Mhm.
is like one of the best instrumentals ever. Okay, lost to the Police for a song called "Under My Camel," that even the Police say is a piece of shit. Okay, it was filler, but that was the year that the Police were like the big thing, you know.
Mhm.
So they won that year. Another year, Neil Peart was up for one of his drum solos, and they gave it to Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Mhm.
And the track from Brian Wilson is literally clown noises. I mean, it's bizarre shit, and it's like, okay, but again, he's mainstream, so you know
Yeah.
that's why most award shows, I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm done. I just, yeah,
I was actually surprised that Mastodon actually won finally something like a few years back.
yeah.
Because they're another. I mean, they're essentially they're a prog band, and I mean just they're another one where aside from like now that Brett Hines is no longer with us, I mean his guitar on that was like oh my god. Like if you
Yeah.
listen to some of his Emperor of Sand stuff, like Jaguar God, that solo at the end of that song, oh my god.
Mhm.
If you haven't heard that, you definitely that's a song that's like it's insane that
Yeah. No, I
guitar
like
player that
Mastodon. I like Mastodon.
and I mean, yeah, once they finally won, and then for Sultan's Curse, like I think that's the one that they won for, and yeah, that song I could listen to that song over and over again. But that's a band that I just like, I don't know. I came across Oblivion from Crack the Sky, and ever since then I was a fan. I went back, started listening to their older stuff, and it's like, oh my god, man! But you hear the progression as they've grown,
Mm-hmm.
and they every album is they just they polish something and polish, and like you can hear the older stuff in there, but it's just like I don't know, just they redefine it, and then just the guitars and the drums are just insane. And yeah, I mean, sorry, sorry
No,
everybody,
not at
but
all.
I
Not
just
at all.
Mastodon is one of those groups that like out of nowhere I was like, holy crap, man, this is so good.
Yeah. But
And
that's what music does. I mean,
right,
that's what I love about music.
right,
Okay. And I'm so grateful to my parents that when I was in, 5th grade and I said, hey, I want to join band, they encouraged it. And it did. It kind of gave me an appreciation for music that I still have to this day, and unfortunately, like I said, the music industry has changed so much because there are no, I mean, radio doesn't even play music anymore. It's all pre-programmed bullshit, and everything is streaming now. digital
Yeah.
downloads. That's how they. Nobody buys albums anymore, or even streams entire albums together. They get one track and that's it. It's like samples. It started off where they were sampling songs in songs. Now people just sample songs. Period. You know what I mean? I don't know if
Mhm.
that's part of the shorter attention span that people have these days or what, but it's like, back in the day, if you wanted that song, you either had to sit by the radio with a tape recorder or you bought the whole damn album and you just skipped everything else to listen to that one song. I
It
mean,
wa-
that's just the way it was.
I got a lot of gems and a lot of crap doing that by buying like, oh, I love
Absolutely.
this song. I'd buy the CD and I'm like, oh my god, this is the only good song. Or I'd buy the song and then like the rest of the album was like, man, the rest of the album's nothing like this song, and that's great.
Yep.
It's just like you go in thinking it's gonna be like this, it's gonna be like this, and it's like it's got some elements, but it's nothing like that, and it's just so good. Like there's one thing I had a conversation with somebody about music, and I was just like, for me, music, I can listen to a song and it takes me elsewhere. Like that's why I love music so much, because it's
Hmm.
like there's also songs that I really love that I can't listen to anymore because of like that point in my life where it's just like it brings up a bad time.
Yeah.
So it's like there's certain songs that like if I try to attempt to listen to it, it'll take me back to that instantly, and it's just like, man, I'm not ready to go back to that yet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I get it. I
And
get it.
that's why I love music so much, because it can get me pumped, it can get me like emotional, it's just like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where, yeah, music and I, like yourself, I thank my mom for that. My
Yeah.
mom would always be listening to, like from classical music to golden oldies at the time to, and the same with movies. She did the
Hmm.
same exact thing with movies. She
Yeah.
was always like taking me to the movies. That was a big thing when I was a kid. I'd always go to the movies with my mom.
Yeah.
I've said it many a times. She took me to see Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, the Michael Myers, some of the Curse of Michael Myers. But then she also took me to see like Crimson Tide. She took me to see like, just different stuff. And it's the same with music. She would always have music playing, and it's just that's why my love of music came from that. I mean, growing up, originally I was listening to classical music as a kid,
Hmm.
and then 80s music, obviously, because that's what was on the radio as a kid.
Right.
And that's why still to this day I'm a huge Phil Collins fan. You know, my friends would some of my friends in high school would give me grief like, oh, how can you listen to that stuff? Because they were listening to grunge and like, alternative, all this stuff. It's like, man, if you listen to this song, listen to the drums on this, listen to the lyrics, like, you know,
Put on your raincoat, Patrick Bateman. Let me tell you about Sue Studio.
it's like, you don't even know. Let me return some videotapes first, and then maybe you'll
I gotta go.
understand.
I gotta go return some videotapes. As soon as you said
Oh,
Phil Collins, though, that's the first thing that flashed into my head. Was he's gonna say Huey Lewis next, and I'm getting the fuck out.
do you like Huey Lewis in the News?
Actually, I do, but I can't listen to him anymore after seeing American Psycho.
Oh man. Oh, it looks like we got Papa Guys here. How's
Hey,
it going,
Papa
good sir?
Cass, how you doing, buddy?
Thanks for stopping by, brother. Thanks for stopping by. I know I'm like really far back at this point with the chat. So,
Yeah, because Jim won't shut up.
hey man, it's just a conversation, It's like it's great. And according to
He's trying
Patrick,
to bait me. He tries to bait me all the time whenever Tool comes up. I guarantee he has never heard a single song from Tool, but he's always talking shit about him.
oh man, everybody's saying hi to each other. Papa got saying, hello, my peeps. Everyone is having a good Thursday night. Yes, we're definitely having a good night. Been a lot of laughs for sure.
Yeah, we're having
Uh,
fun.
Patrick says, doing well. How goes your night, Papa Gaz? Yeah, everybody's checking in with everybody. Patrick saying it's cold as hell.
Yeah.
We're getting frozen for a week. Ugh, man.
Yeah.
That's
The high
nuts.
tomorrow is -5. Like I said earlier, it's brutal.
Yeah. I just by what you're saying, I'm like, oh my god, man. I don't know if oof. I don't think I've ever been even with our winter. We had like a really bad like winter weather storm or a hard freeze like a couple of years back, and it was like
Yeah,
snow for several days and everything. We were never minus degrees. I mean, oof, I can only imagine.
yeah. Well, Ted Cruz is still in the States, so you're okay.
That we know of.
Yeah. If he's leaving for the airport, then you know you got problems coming.
What's funny is it's funny you say that because like before I jumped on, I saw a reel.
He was at the airport going to
Yeah.
California for something. Yeah. So it made me
Oh,
think about it.
Rob says, "I feel like people are so desperate for good movies that they overrate just okay movies." Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate, I'd say.
I agree with that, but you know what? I think last year was actually a pretty damn strong year overall for movies. I
I
really
would
do.
I would agree because I actually saw like last year was the most I've seen of like newer movies in than years past.
Hmm.
Like there was a lot of movies last year that and there was a lot of several there were several movies that I actually went to the theater for
Yeah.
or wanted to see in the theater. Like that for me, I hadn't had that in a good long while. Like
Hmm.
even when me and my wife first started dating, we were going to the movies like all the time.
Yeah.
But it just kind of like I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know if it's just the movies. The movies. I don't know. They just were getting worse and worse. So we just kind of like the first movie that her and I saw when things were opening up. We saw Dune in the theater,
Hmm.
and like we saw the trailer, and she looked over at me. She's like, "We're gonna go watch that, right?" In the theater, and I was like, "Yes," because my wife loves sci-fi. Like
Yeah.
she's a sci-fi fan. Um, so we went, we saw it on IMAX, and it was like, oh my god, like I loved it. I mean, I do really like the original, for all its like quirks and stuff like that. I wish we would get the full vision of that. Um, but no, this I'm really that's probably my most anticipated this year is Dune 3. Like I can't
Yeah.
wait to see it. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, Doomsday and all this stuff," or they are going crazy for Doomsday, and it's coming out the same day. But now for me, I'm Dune is gonna be. I'm gonna see that weekend for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of burned out on the superhero shit, to be
Oh
honest.
yeah,
So,
I've been burned out since like Endgame.
yeah, me too. I
I
mean,
was
there's
like,
been a couple since then that I liked.
yeah, I
Deadpool
mean,
and Wolverine, I
oh
enjoyed,
yeah, yeah,
and I love the James Gunn Super Suicide Squad. I thought that movie was
yeah, that
hilarious.
one was good.
But and then from last year, the one that surprised me was the Thunderbolts. I
I
really
haven't watched
enjoyed
it
that.
yet.
I didn't think I would like that one at all, and I actually really enjoyed it. That was my favorite of the four superhero movies last year. And I mean, none of them were like spectacular, but
Mhm.
you know, that one was definitely the most entertaining in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, I was hyped for Love and Thunder because I loved Ragnarok, and then that was a
Ugh,
disappointment. Yeah, exactly. And
those
then
fucking screaming goats, man.
and I did like the second Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, I like that one.
I mean, it's Sam Raimi. I mean, it's got
Yeah,
a bunch of Sam Raimi isms in it. I mean,
yeah.
zombie Strange. I thought that was cool, or Dead Strange, or whatever.
It's got
Deadite
Bruce
Strange.
Campbell beating the shit out of himself for like
Yeah,
5 minutes.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was entertaining. But I didn't really watch a lot of them just because, like, after Endgame, I was just kind of like, where do they go from here?
Hmm.
The only big bad I could see is Galactus, and even then, they didn't even go that way. I don't know. I felt like they didn't have a plan. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Star Wars. But
Oh, yeah. Don't get me going with that.
oh, me either. Believe me, that's one that I still, yeah,
Yeah, there's two Star Wars movies coming out, and in years past, that would have like given me wood, so to speak. And now it's like I could care less. I really could, because
yeah,
again, I'm burned out. They and I think a lot of it has to do with Disney. When Disney took over both of those properties, they just threw so much product at people between the movies and the TV shows that it was like it became homework trying to keep up with all this shit. And it's like, you know what? I'm done. I don't have time.
and a lot of it wasn't even like it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It's like I'd understand if it's like I'd understand if all these series and all these movies were like good, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait.
Right. Right.
Like after what was it? after Force Awakens. I was like, oh man, I can't wait for the next one. And then they gave us Rogue One. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. And then we got Last Jedi, and I was like, what the hell was that? And then I got bummed um, going into Rise of Palpatine, because I was like, I saw Rogue One right before that again. And I was like, man, it could have been so good. And then we got Last Jedi. This is probably not going to be good. I saw it and I was like, well, it was better than Last Jedi, you know?
No, see, I disagree with you on that one.
I
Because the
mean,
Rise of Skywalker to me was like an abomination. I actually like the Last Jedi for the most part. I don't love it, okay, but of the three, it's probably my favorite just because it tried to be different. The first one to me is an exact beat for beat remake of the original.
yeah.
Okay, different characters and stuff, but beat for beat, it's the same
Mhm.
movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then the second movie tried to do a little something a little bit different, and the backlash was so big on it that Lucasfilm or Disney or whoever panicked and said, "Okay, let's go back to the drawing board and give the fans what they want." And then Carrie Fisher died, and then they had a release date before they had a script, and then they were like, "Well, we'll just hire JJ back because he did the first one and that one worked out okay." And I don't blame him for it because again, they said, "Here's your release date, go." And that's what we got.
Yeah. Well, that's
You
why I
know,
said it was it was good for what I mean, what they could do after Last Jedi. At least that's how I looked at it. Um, I just feel like, man, the original story with Colin Trevorrow, like it was going to be totally different.
right?
And from what I've heard from that story, like I wanted that story, but
Mm-hmm.
given what we got in Last Jedi, that story was not going to work.
Yeah.
That's why he kept fighting and he got let go.
Well, again, Ryan Johnson was originally going to, they were going to talk about him doing like a different
Yeah,
trilogy or
trilogy.
whatever. And again, the backlash was so fierce on it, okay, that he was like, okay, fine, I'm going to go do Knives Out. And you know what? Good for him because those Knives Out movies are awesome. All three of
Yeah.
them are
I haven't seen
great.
the third one, but I've seen the two, and I really love the first one. The second one I thought it was good, but I still like the first one more.
Yeah, the first one's my favorite, but all three of them are great. The third one's really
Okay.
good.
I
It
gotta
is.
watch the third one. I haven't seen the third one yet, so I want to check it out because me and my wife, we like the other two.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know, man. Out of all the wrestlers, Batista is probably the best
Yeah,
for me, the best actor. You
yeah.
know, it's
John
just
Cena's actually gotten better. He's pretty good as Peacemaker. You know,
yeah,
The TV show Peacemaker, the first season especially, he was actually really good on that. You know, I was surprised. So, and he's become more of a comedic actor as well. But I
mhm.
do agree, Dave Batista is phenomenal. He really is.
Yeah. See, from going from Drax to Cipher in 2049, just that one beginning scene with him in that, I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, this guy can act.
Yeah,
This guy, I mean, I was like, man, I want more of that character, and I'm glad that on the physical media release, you get like an extra story of him, like an extra short movie
yeah,
or short story. So I thought that was pretty cool. And if I was to ever meet him, I'd pick his brain about 2049, just because I love Blade Runner. Like I
yeah,
love the original Blade Runner, and then 2049. It was one of at the time it was one of my favorite. Well, it's probably still one of my favorite movies of that decade is 2049.
yeah,
The look of it, just to feel like it's just so beautiful, you know.
yeah. People get pissed off at me when I tell them that I actually prefer it to the original, and I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that if I'm going to watch one, I'd rather watch 2049. I just would. I I have a better time watching it. You know, I just do. Where it's kind of like The Shining and Doctor Sleep. Okay, I prefer Doctor Sleep, even though The Shining is a better movie. It's just if I'm going to watch one, I'd rather watch Doctor Sleep.
I see. I need to go back and watch. I've only seen Doctor Sleep once because I was like, well, let me see if it's good, and I liked it. But I actually liked what's her name?
Rebecca Ferguson,
Yeah,
she's
like that whole
phenomenal.
the whole gypsies aspect. I thought that
Yeah,
all that
she's
had me.
phenomenal.
She
As
was really
Rose
good.
the Hat.
Hmm.
And Jacob Tremblay, who plays the baseball playing kid, he's just
Hmm.
a kid in the movie. He's only in one or two scenes, but Jesus Christ, the scene where he gets killed. I mean, spoiler
Hmm.
alert, but it is. one of the most intense, hard to watch scenes ever. But it's not graphic. I mean, you don't see it. It's
Oh.
all in the performances.
Hmm.
And Jesus, they on the physical release they do. They got like a behind the scenes thing, and Flanagan says that when that scene was over, every adult on the set was freaking out, thinking that they traumatized this poor kid. And he just started laughing, saying, "That was awesome. Can we do that again?" Because he's just so good in that moment that they literally were like, "Oh my God, we're what are we doing to this child?" You know?
Hmm.
And yeah, that movie's great. It really is.
Oh man, we're hitting 2 hours already.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know. Time's flying, man.
yeah. I don't know how much longer you can stay on.
I could stay a little bit longer.
Okay. I'll try to finish up the comments real quick, and then yeah, we'll just kind of wrap it up from there. Let's see. True of a lot of. I think is a lot of automatic negativity to go along with that. Also, people feed off of everyone else. The last three movies that were highly recommended to me were just okay. Mr. Dan says, "Gotta love those pixie dances in Legend." Everyone, make sure you smash the like button. Thank you so much, brother. I want Jim and Larry to make an action movie. Oh man,
I'll take the residuals from the action movie.
yeah. Y'all make it, and then I'll just we'll sit on the sidelines like, yeah, that's good, that's good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Western scene ever? Oh, I'll let you go first, Jim.
Cemetery scene in Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Ah, you took mine.
Yeah. It's,
I love that scene so much.
yep.
Like
It's perfection.
I could yeah. I can watch that scene over and over again. It's just that intensity and the way it just builds and builds and builds, and then all of a sudden it's just like it cracks.
Yep. The
And
music, it's
mhm.
just, it's, yeah.
Yeah, and that's my favorite Western of all time. It's Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Mine too. Mine too.
I can watch that at any point. I mean, I talk about the other scene. One of my favorite scenes, like if you're gonna shoot, don't
Don't
talk.
talk. Yep. That's my favorite line in the movie.
It's like, oh man, yeah, it's good. It's one of those that like, yeah, I've seen that movie in Spanish and I've seen it in English, and even in Spanish, I was like no subtitles. It was just like on Spanish TV.
Mm.
I knew the movie. I knew the lines. Some of the parts would kind of make me laugh because of the translation, but but no, it was just yeah. It's one of those films like I love the look of it. That sprawling Western frontier,
Yeah.
like I mean it. Yeah, it's just so good. And if
Yeah.
Jeff is here in the chat, if he if he's still here, like I'm sure he'll definitely agree with me.
No, it's the greatest Western of all time. It's the greatest musical score of all time. It's just, it's one of the greatest movies of all time, period. It's just a masterpiece.
Let's see. Patrick says Jim Vanderbeek looks like that now. You know he is. Oh, yeah. You heard about that, right? That he's got
Yeah, he's got some disease. I know that. Parkinson's or something. I don't.
Bogas said mid jazz jazz James at OKC last summer, and we had a heartfelt conversation since I lost my mom to cancer. Let's see. I'm trying to get through most of these. I enjoyed the monkey. Agreed. I got sad seeing how sick he really is. Let me see. Uh, I miss Rainbow Fright.
Okay.
She had the perfect voice. Okay,
Oh,
boppers.
okay. Yeah, the Warriors
Oh, okay, okay.
with the DJ. Okay,
Uh,
poppers. Yep.
she's a beaut, Clark.
Hey, you think you hate it now? Wait until you drive it.
I don't want to drive it. I'm not falling for this. I love that movie. That's
Yeah,
great.
me too.
To cut carbs, Wonka Wonka. Oh, here we go. My man Don,
How's it going, Don?
gentlemen, Chad. Nice to see you all. Happy Thursday, brother. It's so good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm sure I missed you a long time ago, man. But no, glad you're here, brother. Good to see that you stopped by. Everybody's saying hi to Don. Yeah, everybody's going crazy for Don. The cast is back. Oh, let's see. What's the best scene in action comedy that is mostly a comedy scene? I would say something maybe from Tropic Thunder, because that's mostly a comedy.
Midnight Run.
Midnight Run.
Yeah, where Charles Grodin, Robert De Niro, and Marvin are
Hmm.
being chased by the helicopter, and the whole time De Niro and Marvin are bitching back and forth about how much money they're making, and Charles Grodin's just going back and forth about, "You two are the worst bounty hunters ever." He's just screaming and hollering, and yeah, it's a great movie.
Oh man. Don says hi, Rob. Great job on Better Off Dead last night. I had you on while I was cleaning. Yeah,
Two
Better Off Dead.
dollars,
Two
$2.
dollars.
Love it.
Uh, nice to read you all. Everybody saying hi to Don. A lot of love for Don. Great. That's always definitely for sure. I want to see Larry as a pool shark in Hustler Part 3, Color of Money, new movie in that story. Larry is a brave pool shark that must be defeated.
Alrighty.
So are you gonna, I guess, and Jim can play the Paul Newman character,
Yeah.
the mentor, I
Let me
guess,
tell you
sort of.
something, son. You're looking for trouble, and that starts with T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
Oh,
Wrong
man.
movie.
Huey. Oh man, that's great. And then Don follows up with, "Oh man, that's good." Oh man, no apologies necessary, guys. These conversations are what we are here for. Did I miss something? I might have missed something. If I missed something, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
He got photographed. He was on a plane, so I think he is gone.
Oh, talking about Cruz, Ted Cruz.
Oh yeah, okay. Good times. Rob has a go VHS shop. Garrison Rob should franchise. Hey man, I would say that would be a good thing. Rob, he's down with that. Dang man, am I really that far? No, actually, I'm catching up. I'm almost there. Almost there. Sorry guys if I'm missing everybody's like. I'm trying to get through this because I don't want to keep our guests too much longer. We've already gone 2 hours. Hey Chris, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by, good sir. Everybody saying hi. To Larry for life. Oh, brother, you're too kind, man. I miss you, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Tiana, hey Tiana, thanks for
Hey,
stopping by,
Tiana.
coming and hanging out with us. Hope you're doing well. Patrick saying the cat house. Watch the fur fly. Oh man, that's great.
Happy
Uh,
thoughts.
Stacey says I want a live action Ducktales and Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck. Wow.
I
I'll
don't
take.
want that at all.
Actually, I would take Gargoyles and Darkwing
Gargoyles.
Duck. Well, I would take, yeah, but I want a crossover. But I want it live action, and I want it very violent and horror. If we could do that,
Well,
then I would want it. Gargoyles.
give
I
it
want.
another 60 years or whatever when those characters come into public domain, and that might happen.
Yeah, true.
I definitely won't be around. I don't want to be 140 years old. That's a little bit much.
John is saying, "Why was Larry a shark?" What did Oh man,
You
that's
really
great.
don't want to know, Tiana.
Oh man. Stacy says best scene for Eddie Murphy. I would. Oh man, that's a tough one because it'd be Coming to America or Trading Places. Something in Trading Places. I love Trading Places.
48 hours, the redneck bar scene.
Oh yeah, the cowboy scene.
That was the scene that made him a star. It really was. Because at that point he was a Saturday Night Live guy. And then when that movie came out, that was the scene that all the critics were like, "Wow, this guy's going to be a movie star," and he was. So that would be my answer.
Nice. Um, there you go. Give him with the Toro's Gargoyles. I'll
I
take
still
it.
want Del Toro to do In the Mouth of Madness or In the Mountains of Madness. I've
Would
been
you want?
waiting for I've been waiting for that for years. That's a Lovecraft.
Would you want him to do? So would you want him like? What about like a Hellboy 3 from him?
That's fine. But again, I his dream project for years was Mountains of Madness,
Mountains of Madness.
but the budget would have been so high that he just couldn't do it. And with the Netflix money that he's getting now, especially if Frankenstein wins a bunch of Oscars, I think it could happen.
Well, I mean, it's like there. Well, there's that the Curiosities Cabinet of Curiosity show that he has on there,
Mm-hmm.
which is. Have you seen that or no?
No, no, I
It's
haven't.
it's
I
pretty
haven't
good.
seen Frankenstein yet either. And
I that one I need to watch. I haven't seen that one, but that Cabinet of Curiosities is actually pretty good. He's got some solid stars. Each episode is like it's an anthology series,
yeah,
and like that first episode, man, total the thing vibes.
cool. Yeah, I'll
And
check
so
into.
I'll just say that. I mean, there's also another one that's like later on. I think it's actually the last episode of the season with Peter Weller. That episode is also like it, it's trippy. It's like
Cool.
it's an acid trip for sure, but it's pretty
Nice.
good.
Hey, Peter
Yeah.
Weller is awesome. I love that guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's great. But yeah, it looks like I got through all of the comments. Everybody's still kind of back and forth saying hi to each other. So with that, we've been going 2 hours now,
Yeah.
Jim. So I don't want I don't want to keep you much longer. But I know you said you're not really doing much on your channel. But is there anything you want to plug? I know you got something coming up, another live stream.
Yeah. Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday night, which I believe is the 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Over on Sean's channel at Movie Assault, or the Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim channel, which is Talking Movies 2024, will be the next live episode of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. That'll be on at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Tuesday. And the topic this week is the films of John Candy. Our guest will be Lori, who is Sean's wife. She's a huge John Candy fan, as is Kenny. And that one should be a lot of fun. And then not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, which is the 30th, I will be a guest on Jen's channel, which is Villainous Vixen. And she is starting a new series called 80s Iconic Horror. And each live stream is going to be dedicated to one particular year of the 80s. The first one's 1980, of course. And she's going to have me and Sean from Cinephile World Order and another guest who I'm not familiar with, but the three of us are going to be on there, and we're each going to be talking about some of our iconic favorite horror films from that particular year. And with me, whenever I go on these types of things, I always try to go with a little deeper cuts. So you won't hear me talking about The Shining or Friday the 13th, but you might hear me talking about Humanoids from the Deep or something along those lines. So that will be at 7 o'clock Eastern Time next Friday on Jen's channel. And that's all I've got right now. As far as my channel goes, as of right now, I am on a hiatus. I may or may not come back. It's just up in the air right now. So I really don't know where that's going to go. But I'm always willing to whore myself out to be a guest on other people's shows. So if anybody ever wants me to be on their show and I don't talk too much and irritate them, I would be more than happy to do so. So.
And then after this is done, I'll put your link in the description. So y'all definitely go and check out Jim's channel. And yeah, check out the backlog of like shooting the shit with Jim. He has a lot of cool guests on there. I pop up in there at one episode, but you got Jeff 101 Bronson. You got like so many other awesome creators. So, definitely check him out. And yeah, I'll even put a link for the talking movies with John Kenny and Jim. I'll put that in the description as well, so you can go check that out as well.
Thank you, Larry.
There's a lot of good stuff there as well, and then that John Candy one, I'm sure it's going to be like very. I'm sure it's going to tug at the heartstrings too. Did you see that You saw the documentary, right?
Oh yeah. That was Kenny's favorite movie of the year last year.
Yeah, it was really good.
He was a huge John Candy fan, and as was I. I didn't like all of his movies, but the ones that I did, I loved. So it'll be a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those where you see him pop up, and it's just like it's John Candy. You know what I mean? Like
you just get a smile.
Yeah, exactly. Like when he just shows up in Home Alone. Like I'm like, what? Yeah. Like when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, it's Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
And it's just I still make that joke, Kenosha Kickers, Polka King of the Midwest.
Kenosha is the next town over, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my sister lives in Kenosha.
Oh, that's great. And I mean, come on, trains, planes, and automobiles.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
We
just
got
that
a
whole
better chance
ending.
of playing pick up sticks with our butt cheeks and getting out of here tonight.
Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those
Those
aren't
aren't
pillows.
pillows. Actually, one of my personal favorites is The Great Outdoors. With
I saw that again recently, and
I
the old
love that. I
the
love
old 96er. He's like,
it. There ain't
he's like,
nothing on there but gristle and fat.
mm-hmm. You think if I can get a dessert down, you can get some hats and shirts for the kids?
No, my favorite line of that is, "Come on, honey, let's role play. You could be Shalandra of the jungle, and I will be Bert, just a guy named Bert."
Oh man.
And on that note,
And on that note, guys, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and hanging out. Great, great, great panel, everybody, or chat, and definitely panel, Jim. You were absolutely incredible, man.
thank you so
Uh,
much for having me, Larry. This has been great, man.
like I said, this show would not have been really, any thought of mine if not for you and Patrick. If Patrick is still here, I mean, I have no problem singing y'all's praises and being like this show was definitely inspired by you guys. Seeing y'all's channels and stuff like that. It's just like, man, it's the interaction and everything, and the questions. I mean, even watching your channel, watching Patrick's, the questions that y'all come up with, even when you blitzed me with the questions, I was like, oh my god, you know. So no, definitely, this was a huge inspiration by you guys, and I'm so honored to have you on, good sir, and it was a
Well,
lot of fun.
well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, this was a blast, man. So thank you very much for having me.
And everybody else, again, thank y'all so much. I really, really appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know, Rob's Vincent Video, my boy, Don, Texas, Stacy, Tiana, Papa Gaz. I mean, there was Brody, who I hadn't heard from in a long time either. I was like, wow, man, I'm surprised. Patrick, of course, Chris, it was just like Ginger Ninja, brother from Down Under. I mean, just thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. And other than that, I hope y'all have a good night, and we'll see you at the next one. I'm not sure when I'm going to do another one. I have to see when I'll have the time to do it. But yeah, it was great. Thanks again, Jim, so much, and thank you
No,
everybody again.
thank
And
you, Larry.
I'll leave it at
Nice.
Rob, thanks guys. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody.